It's an Overwatch reference. I'll tell you later.
The
Okay,
Open Division reference.
emblem and everything. I'm nervous. I've never
Oh.
played
You play music too?
Me?
Yeah.
I can get us in a watch together. I was thinking about that.
Just to have like
Ambiance.
fantasy music, and it's not like we're just sitting here.
What's wrong with just sitting
What you mean, just sitting here staring at my beautiful face?
The Badger Quest logo.
I'm digging the logo.
You like the logo, boys?
You
I paid some random guy in India to make that.
need to change your title in your game.
Eh.
Your
I
title
did.
says,
It should be
"Sub or
changed.
donate $5 to make me wear a llama or a pigeon mask for a game."
Do it for a game. It's for the
Refresh.
entire.
Oh no. Yeah, refresh it. It's already changed.
Do it, please. That'd be hilarious.
Question is, how does the
I see what you mean now. By the way, like I look at it, we're both like looking like up, like a 45-degree.
Yeah.
Always, that's just how Chris's setup is.
Hey, once I
I don't know how you look up without losing your headphones. When I was playing at your house, every time I looked up, my headphones fell off. So I had to look up like this. Every time. 5. I thought you were live, scrub.
what did it go off?
I don't know that he's not.
It's
live.
not showing up.
Brother Buongiorno has 14 health.
Wait, can you
That
actually
is
see the health?
Partially my fault.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 14 health currently. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have Will Fizz on there.
Should.
He's
Oh, it's on the
I-
next. There's like a tab to click over.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, I need to take Mama Code off of there.
So wait, who is Zoinks? Not your Zoinks. Sorry, Zephyr.
Huh?
Should
Who's your
be
character?
on there.
Ash.
Ash.
She's not on there.
She is.
Is
There's a second page.
Uh,
They couldn't fit them all on one page, I
okay,
guess.
well, I'm on the second page.
Okay. So who is? How do you pronounce the D word?
Doom.
Doom.
Doom. Oh, that's it. Doom. Okay, that makes sense.
Is an Doomfist.
Okay.
Okay. All of those except for
Y'all
Mama
are
Code,
Overwatch junkies, dude.
There you
All of y'all.
except for the fact that Dustin uninstalled it the other day. When is Minecraft coming back? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I pretty much stream when I can, Rookie. I can't ever remember.
I never play Minecraft anymore. I don't even know my login.
I like Minecraft, but like there's no like mod pack or something that's grasping me right now. Like there's times where I'll just play it for like 2 weeks straight.
Oh, I need to sneeze again. I'm gonna be
So where-
sneezing during this entire thing. I hope you know that.
I'll ban you. No, I'm just kidding.
You get 2 sneezes max after that.
You're
Well,
gone.
I'll have that done. In
No
the next 5
sneezing,
minutes.
boys.
Then I can go to bed.
Fife a wife.
What?
Oh no.
Find Fife a wife.
Yeah.
No, stop. with the-
Oh no.
Oh no. Alright, let me get a watch together and put on some ambient music.
There's a person.
See ambient music. Okay.
Dustin.
Let's just look up D&D music and see what happens.
Yo, let me do a playlist.
Oh yeah, that'll work. That'll do it.
Let me find the playlist that Brandon and I use. I was thinking download it on my
God,
Laptop.
Are we really doing this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doing what?
Heck yeah.
What?
Doing what?
Cats will make you laugh your head off. How long has this watch together been a thing? Literally a minute. How do you already-
Yeah, when you were rhyming everything, I remember. Mr. Zoinko, who subbed the other day and has just announced it.
Yo,
You haven't streamed.
Thanks for the sub.
I don't announce in people's streams.
Here, if you can pull from that, that's probably gonna be easiest.
I mean, that was literally the first things that came up anyway. So.
It's Brother Buongiorno, brothers.
Brother Buongiorno.
The name Brother Buongiorno.
The name's Brother Buongiorno.
Name's Brother.
Brother. Did you join that?
That is really loud.
Yeah, you can turn it down on your end.
Whoa. Hang on.
Just so you can
People are talking. I can't hear it.
I was about to ask that, Rocky, because I was like, aren't you like 6 hours ahead of us?
What the heck?
I don't know why
What
you.
the heck?
Wrong link.
As
Hello.
hey, look, you have good headphones.
Hey, look, I do. What is my...
Hey guys, it's Chris.
Holy cow, that is really loud, dude.
We did say that, yes.
Yeah, turn it down on your end. I already turned it down on my end. Yeah? Oh my gosh.
It's the dice, boys.
I got new dice. I got like some
It's
nice
the
metal
dice.
ones.
Nice. It's the
I have-
dice I have hidden in my church office that I pull out when we play.
I'm
Your
just using
favorite
an app.
streamer is Fife?
It's like contraband.
Expand your horizons.
Whoa. I'm a better streamer than you, my friend.
Ooh,
Okay.
got him.
Got him.
No, because Chris actually streams.
Got
He
him.
didn't stream for 2 weeks! You can't use that anymore. He literally barely streamed the whole
When
month.
was the last time you streamed? Outside of right
Today! No.
Today, Zeb.
I streamed like
Yoink.
3 weeks ago, so it wasn't that long ago.
That's funny.
I've never streamed
A
before.
beehive.
Ever.
Kyle's a better streamer than Fife.
No.
Wow. I'm like
Oof.
a legend at this point.
Oof.
Gotcha.
What kind,
gonna
what
die.
kind of
I'm
legend
like-
are we talking about here?
All legends aren't good.
That's exactly what I meant. What kind of legend?
It's a
are we
legend, but it's there.
Five. How'd you like my backstory?
That's pretty good.
You like how I worked all that in?
Yeah.
talking
I wouldn't have made that thing without you.
No.
Without your spontaneity of last game.
Dude, you've literally got like.
This is cool because on the overlay you can actually click on people and it'll pull up their character sheet.
Yeah, that is. I love the stinking extension.
That's pretty cool. Except for the fact that it's over my face. Just realized this. I can flip it. I just realized it's over my
Nobody wants
face.
to see
Nobody
your
said
face
anything.
Anyway, Five.
Welcome to
Wow.
Badger Quest.
Insult the DM. Great idea. Great
Fight
idea.
me.
Great.
Something will
me.
fight
The
you.
fast-
Something
the
will.
faster I die, the faster.
Okay.
Just wait till the Badger Dragon comes.
They've not evolved to that point yet.
It ignores everyone but Zephyr.
Five. At some point, the badge holder, dude.
Eye of the Beholder when it's a badger.
Exactly, dude. It's a
That's
badge
fair.
holder.
Just like a
What
Girl
are you getting
Scout.
yourself into, joining all you weirdos? Am I gonna regret this? I
And
think
then
I
a
might.
then a Badger Lich that would be.
Why are you up so early, bro? I don't want you to stay up and kill yourself.
It's okay, I'm dying inside as well.
I'm dead.
Broadcast will be here later. We're still waiting for somebody to. He's gonna be like an hour late.
Who are we waiting on?
Brother Bongiorno, dude.
Oh my gosh, the guy who's like, I can literally do just about any time.
He's like, yeah, I'm free every time, dude. Anytime you want, I'm free.
We're talking about Pap Pap.
Yeah. Brother Bongiorno. Oh, that's right.
It's
So
for
I
the host.
totally haven't sat around and making random characters the last few nights for fun.
Are you using
the
the
unlimited
the
character
custom
slots?
variant? Why does this keep hiding my chat?
Oh, that custom variant? No, I haven't.
I've made 3 characters in a week
I've made one.
Can go to-
ever.
Nice.
for 3 different campaigns.
He's just like, I made
All
one
of them-
ever.
I've got all my eggs in one
Let's
basket.
see. I
here, guys.
made Rastix. I made Gyumrug. I've made.
Yeah, each one of these people is Christian Roki.
What
Well,
are you talking about?
Ricky.
Here,
wow,
look
it's
at,
a-
look at
Yeah,
look at
we're all-
Discord.
part of the same community, the God Squad Church community.
Yeah, look at all of this. All of these.
Great.
What are we looking at?
Characters.
Like,
Look
what?
at Discord where I shared my screen, brother.
Oh,
Who's
Wow.
looking at Discord, brother?
I
Yeah.
have all of these
there.
all of these characters, and of all of these characters, 2 of them are being played. The rest of them are backups for when the DMs get mad and
Their insurance.
Their insurance.
yeah, I talked to Brandon
Insurance.
and was like, yeah, just go ahead and kill my character when it
When time comes.
when it comes time. I know you want to.
He's probably
Okay,
mad
I
because you made a
feel-
character that just knows it all.
Yo, and then stinking Brennan broke his arm, so he's not gonna be able to join us.
Oh, jeez.
And so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take his character over and let the bard kind of chill, except for maybe doing skill checks.
Investigations.
Yeah,
please.
that'll be it. And then I'll have him like in the last fight. I'll like randomly be like, all right, he's pulling like 10 cards from the deck. And then if it doesn't go right, then I'll just take back over the barbarian and be like, all right, I'm unwishing that. Or I'm
Dustin.
wishing that gone.
Let's see what Dustin's viewpoint on my card pool is. Did I tell you what
Oh.
like, about the devil thing?
He knows about
Oh,
the devil.
yeah, I know.
Okay, so because
I knew the second he told me what card it was, dude.
So because I died in the dungeon, is the devil still trying to kill me? 'Cause
Yes.
It says whenever I die, or when someone dies, the curse breaks. So technically I died, and it doesn't mention anything
Yeah.
about resurrection.
Okay.
The magic pan pipe. That pan is still in Tinker's, so I'll have it again someday.
I don't know what happened. I can't hear anyone anymore.
Let me actually look at what the deck is or says.
It went to sleep.
About the card. I think like the actual wording is like
Until
until
either
you die.
you or the devil dies.
That
Yeah.
worked.
But he
So
So
died.
it's possible
he died and was resurrected.
not after you. It's also possible that he is going to be hardcore after you, and
Because cheated.
I didn't
See-
technically cheat. It's not my fault I
Who's-
got squished by a freaking
He
automated.
got squished hard. That was
golem
not a
thing.
cheating.
yo, you know what the funny thing is? Brennan
It
was
wasn't like, hey, kill
okay,
me.
even though I'm the stronger guy, I'm gonna leave him to carry him. And I'm gonna get in this tunnel and be safe right quick. It was
Right?
actually like he's so selfish, but it was the pro move because it saved you all.
We were fine, dude. We didn't need
Yeah, I was just asleep and you were just like cradling me.
him.
Oh, that was fun.
You were asleep and I fell into a pit of spikes.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, your falls like doesn't matter because this guy's under you. You're bigger than me, dude.
My brother
I just-
did a Tupperware thing
threw
for a
you into
dice
the
box.
I'm sticking dwarf.
Hey. it
Oh,
works.
the. Oh my gosh, dude, that was great.
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 So here's the thing, Zoinks. It all depends on the wish. Because if he wished that it never happened, then it's not necessarily a resurrection. It's just
He-
you dying never happened,
Yeah.
period, in which the curse could not be broken.
But based on his wish, it was a resurrection and not. It never happened. Because he said, "I wish that all my friends were alive and well here."
But on the deck of many things, it says the curse breaks whenever I die. Here, I'll read it.
Yeah,
It
but
says,
the thing is,
when
the
you're
wish reverts everything. So if he had wished that we went back 10 minutes and were never squished, you would still have the devil on you.
Yeah,
Because
so it all
the-
depends on Brandon's
Everybody,
interpretation.
including the devil, would not have been aware that you were dead at that point.
And remember, we
wouldn't have
even
mattered.
talked about, like, you guys don't even know that you
If you saw
died.
will I put on the mask, yes.
but
5
remember, we
minutes.
looked out-
Only gonna be
remember, we
5
looked
minutes
out
per.
And we saw the body splattered on the wall.
You seeing it and
Which
Yeah,
mask?
I don't
know.
You,
But
you have the
in-
choice of mask. I have a llama mask and a pigeon
We
mask.
all remember exactly
Oh.
what happened.
it 115%.
Is that Papo
just
Peepo
depends
making it?
on Brandon's interpretation.
Wait, we didn't
Okay.
start. We're not starting till 12, till 10, right?
We said
No.
9,
Nah,
dude.
9?
We
Yeah.
moved it
Yeah.
up, brother.
It's in the
I
chat.
didn't get that.
It's
You
in
were
chat.
in the
It's
voice
not gonna be
call.
10 minutes. I'm DMing. I'm not leaving that mask up for 10 minutes.
Oh,
Trust
well,
me.
okay, I guess we're starting now.
Well, I mean, we can just wait till 10 of it. No, we can't.
No, I'm good for now. Let me just get what I had to press. I had to press
Getting roasted by my own chat, dude.
I'm getting roasted.
I am.
Five is.
Wait, so I've never used Roll20 before. I have to do this thing.
You just click on it, dude. It's literally a
I
link.
just clicked on it. It just says I have to.
It'll be
Allow
like
you the camera so I
loading.
can see your face, Pop Pop.
Huh?
Don't
I'm not
roast.
in the thing yet.
Yeah.
It's-
Once it loads in, click allow camera because it easily puts in like this.
What's up? I was just asking what role.
Do I press
It's
launch
basically-
game?
It's black because fights.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, like when we get into fights and stuff, we'll be able. It's a visual representation of the fights.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I have it all. Like it's got Fog of War currently.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know. If
Leave
I'm
people
gonna
alone.
do
If they want to
this.
roast me, they
See,
can. I don't
honestly.
care.
Is that why it's
I don't know if I'm gonna.
I'm
do
gonna
the
roast back, so.
representation.
Burn him like a witch.
I just thought because I'm streaming, it'd be better.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
If you have an
thought about
idea of
doing
what's going on.
Whenever I DM, but I think I might do more Critical Role and do some small something. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Well, the only thing that's going to be represented is literally combat. Other than that, everything else will just be described and
Yeah,
known.
Okay.
we'll
How
see.
do I?
I just don't know if
set-
I have enough time to set all the maps and stuff up. It's the big thing.
It's pretty easy. I did it in Roll20 in 20 minutes.
Video.
It looks
input
really
call.
ghetto, trust me.
When you join the game, it should have asked you if you agreed to let it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need to. It's doing the wrong thing.
I
Gotcha.
well,
gotcha, dude.
when you connected, it should have given you the choice to choose it. I don't know where you can change it. It's like a really weird website. There's like settings where you can change it, but when you go to video input, it's just like
All the mutants.
70,000 characters, and you have no idea what it actually means. The hashtag, wow, wow.
Yo, it's been a while since
Burn.
I've seen that one.
Burned.
Yeah, it's because you're never around.
Yeah, Dustin.
It has nothing to do with whether or not the hashtag.
We were
is
here.
gonna be-
We were here all day, hating our lives because we were playing the new update, and they changed the
It
way
was
my face shows
awful.
up.
Oh my god.
Well, you know, I mean, maybe it'll make heads easier to click, lol.
Ma.
It'll make
Nah.
it
It makes heads way easier to click. My head. I died a lot. It's very frustrating.
Oh, maybe I have to do it in Chrome.
It should. I'm on Firefox.
I'm in Chrome.
I might have to change my.
I mean, whatever you need to do, it doesn't matter.
Now I can
Chrome,
watch Fife's chat
Chrome webcam setting.
and watch people roast Fife while still looking at my character sheet.
So, Five, did you
Huh.
did you tell them what happened in the Dwarven city we visited Saturday
Oh, when
when we played?
Dustin
War?
had the deck of many things, which, if you guys don't know, is a very, very OP thing that can go really well or really bad. So basically, there's like 22 cards. You draw one, but you have to declare how many you're drawing, and you have to draw that many. So if you say I'm gonna draw 3, you have to draw 3. But the second you pick it up and look at it, like the second you draw it, it goes into effect. So literally, Dustin challenged a shopkeeper to a game of war where they used the deck of many things. He had the shopkeep draw first, and he immediately got cursed to have -2 on all of his saving throws. And then Dustin drew and immediately lost all of his magical items on his possession.
Oh.
The rest of us then proceeded to get really good things. I got like 50,000 worth of gold. Somebody got 50,000 XP. Someone got 3 wishes. Someone got a truthful answer. And then Zoinks draws and gets the devil incarnate mad at him, who then decides he's going to kill him. So,
And then
and then there was just some random guy in the back of the shop who immediately lost 5 intelligence points. There was 3 things, but all I remember is he lost the intelligence points and he went catatonic.
he lost his intelligence points. He also lost his soul that was teleported somewhere else. And just collapsed on the floor. Well, then the shopkeep thought that we killed him with the death and proceeded to get the whole Dwarven city, which is basically like a capital, chasing after us as we're making our way out. We ended up all going invisible and wrongly trying to open a door because it was a push up and we pulled down and broke it.
We broke the door.
Fife broke 100-ton
To where the-
doors.
Well, it was like 4 of us trying to pull on this thing. I'm like, wow, this is.
Initially, we're like, they're just like, like
100-ton. Each door is like 100 tons, and they just slammed open, and the entire capital of the dwarves almost got collapsed on because we slammed the doors open.
Yeah, like my buddy literally came from behind the DM screen and was like, I want everyone to witness this roll. If it's higher than, I think he said 50?
I don't know, it was something.
I think he said if it's higher than a 50, the whole mountain collapses in and you just destroy this entire city. He rolled like a 43.
Do you know how to shut a door?
Yeah, dude, you pulled down.
You break the opening mechanism.
Technically, we were trying to open them, not shut it.
We were trying to
Or-
open it.
We're just moving the wrong direction, so we were trying to shut a door
He's
that
like,
was already shut.
you
and
need
caused it to break
At least
open.
strength total of 30. I'm like, how strong are these dwarves?
Then our
Yeah.
gnome-
Because
our
my
gnome-
strength total was, I have an 18 strength.
A gnome monk.
Nice cam
He
there.
left all of his armor, weapons, clothes on the floor of the shop.
Oh, I think I got it now.
About time, dude. It's gonna be 10 o'clock by the time you figure this out.
You think you got it, yet all we see is black.
That might be because of this.
He's like
It's just like a cloth over it. Might be because of this. Turns the lights on.
Why is it this working? Oh, I forgot to turn my camera on.
Takes the
Video
camera out of his
input.
out of his nose.
He just like,
Oh.
You guys can change your names and roll 20 to your character names if you want, so people aren't as confused in the
Oh,
stream.
that's a good idea.
There it
But
is.
why? I really don't want to look
There
at
you go. Look at the
Bongo
only
McButts
professional looking one here. He's like in a studio.
What?
That was really
It's called
close.
Pop Pop Bongo Butt Sniffer.
What?
Good job, Zach.
Whoa, whoa!
Wait,
My
why?
strength in real life is at least a 9. Calm down.
Is it all glitchy for you guys?
It is a little bit laggy, but I don't,
Bongo McButt Sniffer.
my stream's not known for quality.
Oh my god.
Bongo McButt.
There's no
Okay.
Mick in it. It's
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I have
Bongo
quality
Buster.
content. Quality content. Worry.
Oh god.
Just not like a
Hey, babe, we
normal
should put
standard of
you and
quality.
Kyle's name on there, so that we know who's who.
That's right.
Yeah, you
I
try and
forgot.
squeeze
There are
both in.
two of you there.
Yo, Pop Pop, it's good to see you.
Don't leave me out here,
Good
bro.
to see you
Oh,
too,
who's
dude.
who
Yeah, I don't know
people
what's-
is
In like a week.
I know.
Well, I should probably do.
We should.
Quality of you
Fine.
looking.
Is it Wilf ITZ or?
Let me turn up my ISO.
Izzy Wilfizz. You should come.
Is it just
No,
GG Fife on
what's it?
Twitch?
It'll be like Rostin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a character that was?
That was what?
Never mind.
That
Brother
was
Buongiorno.
Bongo Butt Sniffer, dude.
I didn't ask any questions.
Wilfizz / Rostfoots. Ash, Doom, Samsey.
Alright,
Hey,
Same
wait,
scene.
which of you is which?
It's in the.
Look at
Yes,
those
but I think the camera's flipped. So who is Rastafus?
I'm Wilfizz.
It's flipped,
Okay.
yeah.
It is flipped.
Camera's
it is.
flipped. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna type it out again.
just
Your
cu-
fault for
just
choosing such
just Control X and
a crazy
like cut it
name.
and flip it.
No, just put Booty Lord / Joe.
Listen, he's not allowed to have Booty Lord anymore.
Lord and Joe.
Oh, that's what it was, Booty Lord.
Yeah, Booty Lord.
Okay, I knew I got butt from somewhere. I just couldn't figure out where.
Yeah, that's what Rastafus was determined by.
Oh my goodness, boys.
Brother
Think of a
Buongiorno.
name, and Fife was like, "If you don't think of a name, I'm gonna give you one." And then Pap Pap was like, "Booty Lord," and I was like, "What?"
You were like, okay, I'll make one.
He's like, okay, yeah, I don't want that. And then I was like, yeah, it's gonna be your name anyways.
We are live, just so you know. Bobby's rolling in, making dances.
Live on the internet.
I don't know what you were gonna say, so probably not. Okay.
Alright, brethren.
Okay.
Art we ready?
I'm gonna give a slight recap for
What?
the new people. Obviously, the stream. We've had 2 sessions. This is our 3rd. I'll give you a bit of a recap in Badger Quest, and also for Zephyr, who's playing Ash. This is her first time with us tonight in the campaign, so hopefully she doesn't die in one go. So basically, it started with a party in the town of South Brussels. A group of people. We had Mama Cozy, Brother Buongiorno, and Seraphatine. Yes, you heard correctly. Seraphatine, it's Seraph and Palpatine. You know how it be.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So the 3 of them, were involved in a cooking competition with Mr. Milano. Mr. Milano was going to make his world famous badger stew. So he asked the 3 to go out into the wilderness and slaughter some badgers for him, so that he could, make his world famous badger stew. They immediately, who got robbed? I can't even remember. Was it Brother Buongiorno?
Yeah, I was robbed.
Brother Buongiorno was immediately robbed by what seemed to be an old man in the city. They couldn't find the man. He got away. The guards didn't know who he was. So they go out into the wilderness where they noticed a big old badger and 2 small badgers. Brother Bongiorno proceeded to immediately decapitate the biggest of the badgers in one swing.
Am I supposed to be seeing something on my
No.
screen? Okay,
Not
it's just
currently.
black.
Not currently.
Yeah,
it's Fog of War.
It's supposed to be black because it's gonna be.
It'll be revealed later.
Yeah.
It's
we're
just
only
so you're
doing
in here.
combat.
Okay, that's all that matters. Cool.
Mama Cozy proceeded to flatten a badger with a spiritual weapon in the shape of the beheaded big badger. And then Seraphatine Eldritch blasted the 3rd badger, making the badger hairless immediately and instantly killing him.
Did he die of exposure? Like what?
He died from Eldritch Blast. It's
Was
powerful.
Was it hypothermia? Like did he catch a cold?
So they immediately got dispatched of all the badgers, collected the meat, and they noticed in a cave in the distance that there was a pile of loot sitting there. So Mama Cozy and Brother Bongiorno proceeded to walk up and immediately try and steal the loot. And once they got there, they noticed a group of goblins in the cave who then pointed out that it was their loot and they wanted us to not touch it. Mama Cozy tried to convince the goblins that it was not in fact their loot and offered to split the loot with them, which they did not appreciate, and they immediately started combat.
I hated that. I hated that idea.
It was realized that the goblins were using disguised self and pretending to be elderly people in the city, and one of the things that they had stolen was Brother Bongiorno's coin pouch.
Took it from me.
They then proceeded to slaughter all of the goblins and then steal their loot.
I got my knives. I got my sword stuck.
And
in
on the
ground.
way
After one of them got a shave.
back into town, yeah, one of them got a nice clean shave because Zonks kept rolling like natural ones to stab the goblin 2 feet away from him and just kept shaving sides of his face. On the way into town, well, one of the things of the loot was some capes from the town guard. So obviously, Brother Bongiorno and Mama Cozy immediately put on the town guard's capes. So when they entered the city, they were noticed by the town guards. Brother Bongiorno and Mama Cozy then proceeded to convince the town guard that Seraphatine was actually the person who had been stealing from everybody. And he was immediately thrown into jail. Hence why Zoinks is playing a new character.
You?
Because his character was thrown into jail.
Yes, Fife got me thrown in jail.
We then came back and brought the badger meat to Mr. Milano, who proceeded to start cutting up the meat.
Seraphatine named after me.
But we almost got disqualified because we did not have a 3rd person. You need 4 people on a team, and we had gotten one of them arrested. So, Mama Cozy convinced a small child that if he helped them, she would give him a wand of magic missiles. A kid younger, no older than 13, was promised a wand of magic missiles.
Wait. We just said a wand. We didn't.
No, it was a
It's
wand.
I said a wand of magic missile, I'm pretty sure.
I missed that part. I would not have done this.
But the kids proceeded to be awful at cooking and throwing knives into the ceiling, getting things stuck everywhere, and we just told them to stay put and stop touching things.
Was messing all
Brother
up.
Bongiorno noticed that Mama Cozy and Mr. Milano noticed that Brother Bongiorno and Mama Cozy were wearing the town guards, and he became upset and asked them to remove it after they failed to convince him that they were deputies for the event. And Brother Bongiorno threw his cape into the fire that was keeping the badger stew nice and warm and cooking.
Toss it into the soup, brother.
The fire then started to rage, and Mr. Milano grasped the pot with his bare hands, screaming, "The stew!" and ended up burning his hands very badly and spilling the stew all over his cooking booth. Luckily, Mr. Milano was able to put together another batch of the stew before the event, and they ended up winning. At the end of the day, Mr. Milano ran away with all the prize money without paying Mama Cozy or Brother Bongiorno. Mama Cozy then tried to convince the small child that an ordinary stick was in fact the wand of magic missiles. But later that night, realized when she looked in her bag that there was a note that said, "You can't fool me, sucker." The child had stolen the wand of magic missiles.
You can't fool me.
Can't fool me, sucker. 3 weeks later is where we were last session, where we had our new additions to the campaign, Doom, Rastfitz, and Wilfiz. They met Brother Bongiorno in a tavern because they had heard of his feats in the annual cooking competition in South Brussels. So they sought him out to learn from him and to see his magical candied sword. His Brother Bongiorno has the ability that whatever weapon he wields turns into candy, usually Jolly Rancher, and when tasted, usually has a different flavor. In the tavern, they heard news of a commotion going on up in the town of, I believe, what is it? Falsafu. I got it correctly this time. Where Mama Cozy was preparing a wedding for her family, and the groom-to-be had seemingly been kidnapped in the night. So the party made their way up to Falsafu, to the house, to the estate of Mama Cozy, to inquire about what had gone down, and to see how they could help. It was then noted by Mama Cozy that the groom-to-be simply had not been kidnapped. He ran away because the bride-to-be was extremely hideous and had an awful personality.
0 for 2.
So... So the groom-to-be had run off with his girlfriend of many years into the woods, which was the family of the Rigatonis. The party...
This sounds like a Mad Lib.
It basically
It
is.
kind of is.
Almost always made up. So...
Almost? When did this actually happen, Five?
What?
You said it's almost always made up. When is it not made up?
Oh, well, no, I have some things written down. Thank you very much. I'm not crazy. I have some things, like 1 or 2 things. It is very complicated, Seraph, and it only gets more complicated as things go on. The party made their way to the woods to the north to find
Music's awesome.
the Rigatoni family, where the groom-to-be was hiding with his girlfriend. They made their way into the woods, and as they approached the house, it was noted that a small child was on the front porch,
Oh god.
who took it upon himself to hurl many insults at the new people he had just noticed. After many attempts of quelling the kid, getting him to stop insulting them, to stop speaking, Doom took it upon himself to shove the child
Hip check.
off the porch, but did not realize his strength and shoved the child off the porch about 10 feet away, killing him instantly.
Keep in mind, I actually have negative strengths.
He has negative strength, and he pushed the child 10 feet off the porch, killing him instantly. So,
Kill a child, dude. You killed a child.
The party then came out.
It's worse.
Okay, no. Okay, it gets worse. I just remembered. Will Fizz took it upon himself to try and drag the body of the child into the woods before the family could find it. But unfortunately, the grandfather walked out just as the child's feet were being dragged behind it, and he ran
Wow, he
inside
turned
to
it
alert
into
the
candy.
family. And he witnessed Brother Bongiorno turn the child completely into candy, and then forced Wilfiz to eat the entire child. So as the rest of the family came out, Wilfiz thought it would be great to throw simply the candied hand of the child on the front porch for the family to see. Then, Dustin used disguised self to look exactly like the child and convinced the father that he was in fact the child. The father, upon running to him with tears in his face, ran to give him a hug, realized, this is still a recap, it's 2 sessions, Sarah. I gotta recap 2 sessions because we're not starting new. We just decided to stream it this
They
week.
did a 12-hour session on Saturday.
Well, no, that wasn't this. We've done
That was
like,
a whole different thing.
we've done like
Oh, God.
6 hours of this campaign. So this is a pretty quick recap compared to how long it took. It is a bedtime story, but it's a pretty bad one. So, the father came
Let's get going.
and embraced. No, I don't want to miss anything that's important. It's important for everybody to get a good grasp of what this campaign is.
Does anybody understand what's going on?
No, they don't. That's the grasp that I want them to have.
Got a witness.
The father hugged Doom, realizing it wasn't the child, instantly stabbed him, and then combat began. They then slaughtered the entire family and tied up the groom-to-be and decided to stay the night at the Rigatonis' home in the woods. This,
Oh, including taking the mom out of existence. You said
yes,
that.
as Doom critted the mother, she ceased to exist.
I critted the what was it, the grandfather?
As
and
in, she disappeared.
Wilfiz
and
many
nobody
times
knew
shot
she
his companions. He shot his companions more than he shot the enemy. Because he
Right,
rolls a lot of
not
natural
right.
ones. He shot Zoinks once and Brother Bongiorno twice.
Curse it dies.
So they decided to stay the night. You don't know
shouldn't
why
all of-
Seraphitine is in jail? He's in jail because Mama Cozy and Brother Bongiorno convinced the guards that he was stealing from people. So he was instantly thrown into jail without a
You're the
trial.
scapegoat.
They didn't have a trial.
Shouldn't technically all of our characters be at full health because we used?
Yes,
we did a long
you all
rest?
did a long rest. So we pick up the morning after all of this went down. They're in the house of the Rigatonis. Brother Bongiorno had just found a nice new magical sword,
Ib.
and the groom-to-be is tied up somewhere within the house to the point where he cannot escape. So, what time do you guys want to wake up to dispatch from the
Morning.
home? What
Don't
time
wake
in
up
the,
in the
about
morning.
what time in the morning?
I say we stick with sunrise.
Yeah.
Sunrise is like 6
Yeah.
o'clock.
Sunrise. Go with that.
Sunrise. We wake up
6:30.
at sunrise.
Alright, around 6:30 you guys wake up and you decide to start making your way out of the woods after scrounging any food that you can from the home, picking it clear of any loot that you might have missed the night before. There wasn't many. It was quite a poor family in the woods with
Oh.
sickly children
Okay.
that you slaughtered.
Yeah, I'm still salty about Paul.
Yes. Wilfiz had tamed a badger, but the badger
Under the bus.
became the scapegoat, blamed for killing the child, was instantly shot to death by the grandfather. So, you guys make your way out of the woods, taking you a good portion of the day. Who's heading the expedition out of the woods? Which one of you's leading the group?
Not it.
Me.
You? Okay. Make me
Brother Bongiorno.
make me a survival check.
Well, I need to pull up my freaking sheet.
You don't even have your stat sheet up?
I forgot to do it.
We're starting
Dude,
an
I've
hour
been
late.
waiting for you for a freaking half an hour to figure your crap out, and you don't even have your character sheet up.
Listen,
I'm listening. Please,
I don't
regale
have
me.
an excuse.
He said survival. He has a +4.
There
Alright,
we go.
roll for
Where is
survival.
my where's my sheet? Oh, I found it.
Don't know where it is.
There it is. Okay, praise God. There it is.
Praise God.
Okay. And dice roller. 9.
9 total?
Oh, +4, 13.
13?
Yeah.
You get lost a little bit, but you don't lose that much time making your way out of the woods.
Okay.
So you make it out of the woods, it's about midday. And as you break from the forest back to the path that you came up, you notice somebody is out there, a druid of sorts, comes running out and explains to you that she was sent by Mama Cozy to check on the status of the groom, to see if whether or not other preparations need to be made if the groom did in fact not make it, or you were incapable of retrieving him. So she shows
Okay.
up and starts to inquire about the groom. This is
All right.
Ash.
Well,
Zephyr's
we
character.
got him, but he's not happy.
And what exactly does that mean?
I don't know if he's down to go on with this wedding. he's probably not in a great mood.
What's
we
this
got-
child's name again? What's the boy's name?
Boy?
The boy, the
groom.
husband.
The groom? We never actually named him.
I think it should be
Roki.
Bro, hey.
Serafno.
Farafno?
Serafno.
Sure. It's Farafno.
All right. Serafno.
And
So Serafno here, as you know,
for Rafno
Is-
Koozie.
has decided that his life would be better suited amongst the paupers. Decided that he wanted to engage in some hanky panky, but before his wedding
Oh
with
my
a different
gosh.
woman.
Oh my god.
Well, then what am I supposed to tell Mama Courtney, huh? You want to give her the bad news?
Oh, gladly. We have a great relationship, honestly.
Well, then be my guest.
But that they're closer than you might think.
Jeez.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
5.
Oh, no, I forgot about that.
My dude. Okay. The party.
Serafno.
Serafno. We were incorrect. It's Serafno. It's like Seraphitine, but Serafno. Okay.
No, you.
There you go. There you go.
Seraph, no you.
Serafno, you. That's his middle name. Is a U. Starts with a U.
Oh my
The party then
God.
starts to make its way back to Mama Cozy's to bring the groom. As you're heading along, what is your marching order? Who's heading this up, and who's in the back and stuff like that?
I'm gonna lead the charge just because I know the great mama. So we'll lead it right back to Serafno's place, so we can allow for the appropriate. What we just need to get this boy back home. That's our goal. That's it.
Yeah.
He drops
Yeah.
the formality.
Guys, yeah.
Okay. You make it about 3/4 of the way without any problems so far.
Okay.
But do me a favor, Brother Rongiorno, and make just a regular old perception check.
Oh no.
I got a natural 1.
You got a natural one.
Oh no, dude.
Everything seems fine. You don't see any problems.
It's a bright sunny day.
Whatsoever.
The birds are singing.
Bright sunny day. You continue on your way
Oh God, we're on.
for about 30 feet more before, out of the trees and the bushes, a pack of wild badgers comes out of nowhere and gets a nice old sneak attack round because Brother Bongiorno rolled a natural 1. So here, let me reveal the area.
Oh no.
Can we also get our health back?
Yes.
Oh no!
Make sure you had yourself a long rest.
Okay.
Oh man.
Okay, let me unhide it on the stream for you guys.
At full health.
Oh my god. I forgot.
1,
This
2,
is
Crap.
gameplay.
6, 7,
Oh my
8
god.
There you go.
badgers? Jesus
I'll be right
Christ.
back.
Okay, which one's who?
Okay, so this is obviously Pap Pap, the Goliath.
This one's
That's-
Pep
that's-
Pep?
This is the Druid. This is
Wait, this is the druid?
Doom. Yes.
Okay.
This one's Doom?
Yeah, and this is both you and Wilfiz.
Okay,
You guys
which one's
choose a
Lithgow?
color, and that'll be yours.
I'm just gonna. I'll choose blue.
Okay, you're blue.
He's a Goliath, sir.
He's a Goliath. He's very big. He's a large character.
A
So
lot of emotional baggage.
they all get, a nice old
We all do. That's
attack
the-
round on all of you. Well, yeah, because Brother Bongiorno is pretty bad at keeping his eyes open.
Clearly.
This is the first time, okay?
Okay, the first time. Luckily, they're not very fast, these badgers. So they're gonna start to make their way forward, because they're coming out of the trees.
My lord.
As all of the badgers
Oh my goodness.
just encroach upon you. So this badger here is going to take a swing at you, Brother Bongiorno.
Which badger?
This
one
one,
right in front
the
of
one directly in front of you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're trash. Let's see. Oh, not very good. That's a 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. And then this badger.
Doesn't hit.
Oh, which color did you say you were, Zoinks? I forgot already.
I'm blue.
You're blue. Okay. So Wilfiz, you're getting a badger swinging at you,
Got it.
who also rolled very low.
Praise God, dude.
And then this badger will take a swing at Dustin, at Doom. Doesn't hit. All these badgers, even though there's completely enraged coming out of the woods, having a sneak attack on you, still fail to penetrate all of your armor. Brother
Nice.
Bongiorno, this badger, like the others, tries to bite directly at your ankles, but you still have a bit of padding and bandaging from the last time you were bit at the ankles by badgers.
Oh, praise God, dude.
So-
That was horrible.
They don't. They can't make it through the small bandages. And the same with Doom. You're bit at, but it doesn't go through your armor, and Wilfiz. So I'm gonna need you all now to roll for initiative.
19. Plus 1, 20.
Oh wait, that didn't
That's a
roll.
12.
Well,
9. 9.
9.
5.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Last time you were on here, you had stinking 17. What'd you roll, Zoinks? 14?
Can I go with?
No.
14?
What'd you roll?
It's good try. Good try.
9.
9. Okay. Well, that.
Oh,
See where the badges are. Okay. The first in initiative is gonna be Brother Bongiorno.
okay.
So what do you want to do?
Gotcha.
See, I let out a battle cry. I squeal, "Not today, Peppermint Butler." And I extend my candy saber out forward, and I do a sweeping motion from left to right, capturing the badgers in this triangle. How do I mark a point?
If you left click and hold it, it'll ping like that.
Oh yeah, I want this boy, I want this boy, I want this boy, and I want this boy.
How
Right.
are you doing this? Just a
I
normal
want
attack?
I want the Garen spin.
You want the
wanna
Garen
spin-
spin? Unfortunately, the
Yeah.
Garen spin is only circled directly around you. So, if you did that, you would in fact be hitting Ash.
You
Okay,
have
then
to
I
move
apologize.
To,
What if-
you have to
what if
move
you-
to, like,
I
right here.
I changed my decision. I let out my saber.
Yo, what
Throw
if
out
you
my
moved
saber.
there though?
No, and I
No.
I try to take out this guy, this guy. One big boom.
Boom.
That. I extend my saber.
The boof is
Extra
important.
long.
You do know that
They're like-
each one of these squares is 5 feet.
You can only hit the one directly in front of you. You only have a 5-foot range.
Ah, fine, I'll get
Well,
that
if
one
you-
then.
You don't
If
always
he
get the
moved-
spin
if he-
move.
If he moved here,
I'll
though,
take
wouldn't
four
he
of the
hit both of
daggers,
them?
so, like, I'll
Well,
take
he
two of the
could go
daggers.
here in this little gap and hit all 3 of those.
Oh, then I want to do that. Yeah,
No, it's only
your idea
5
was better.
feet, though.
You want to move into this gap?
Yeah, I want to spin.
Okay,
Oh, so you spin.
make
Never mind,
a
that makes
a
sense.
dexterity check to see if you're able to properly spin.
All right,
Natural 1.
18 plus 1.
18, a 19. Okay.
I
Roll
got the 1. I gotta.
roll to attack on each badger.
Do I just do my attack dice then?
Yeah. For the chat,
Yeah,
just so you know,
D20
these aren't the
roll.
actual rules. We like to let things go a little bit. I know normally you can't make a spin move like Garen, but Pap gets one once per
Alright,
combat.
So
Once per combat, by the way, Pap.
once per combat, you got it.
You do it too many times, you fall prone because you're too dizzy.
You can get an ice cream truck.
I'm rolling d10.
No, roll to hit. Not,
Oh, roll
not
to
roll
hit?
damage. Yeah.
So d20s.
Yes.
Yeah, be
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, and then add your plus whatever to hit.
Oh, okay. So first one is 14.
Okay.
Next one is 14. Next one is 16. And how many do I need to do? 3?
Yeah.
3.
They all hit. So roll for damage on each one separately.
Okay. 10 plus 3, 13. 9 and 8.
9 and 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
13, 9, and 8.
So this badger and this badger are immediately dead.
Immediately dead.
This badger, unfortunately, is holding on for his dear life, but just barely holding on.
Okay.
He's
Alright.
weak.
All right, guys. I've done the brunt of the work. It's up
He's
to
on
you.
the front of the work. Alright. Next up, we have, we'll go with Ash, because Dustin and Ash run the same, but what do you want to do?
I am going to. Probably actually look at what I can do, because that's kind of important.
Yes, you can only do what you can do.
Okay.
This music is chill though.
Oh, it's too chill for what's going on. Good point, Dustin. Thank you.
I'm going to cast Magic Stone.
Magic Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've been feeding magic stones to those stinking dwarves for the past 3 days.
They're just colorful rocks.
But he's been hand feeding him to the gnomes.
Yeah.
It's because they taste good.
40-year-old orphan gnomes.
Okay. What exactly does Magic Stone do? I've never actually heard of it.
I imbue 1 to 3 stones with magic, pebbles with magic. I can make a ranged attack by throwing it,
Kirby.
or you're hurling it with a sling.
Okay.
Other people can use my stones, and on a hit, the target will take bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus my spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay.
So I'm
Slay
going.
Goliath.
You don't want to hit your
I'm
teammate here.
not going to give them stones, apparently. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that on one pebble. Actually, wait. 2 pebbles. And I'm going to throw one of them at this guy. Because I think I can only throw one on each turn.
Yeah. What's the range on it actually?
60 feet.
60 feet.
Yeah.
That's a crazy.
So when you're doing
I have
something
quite the
like
arm.
that, would you do 5, 10, 20?
You have quite the arm.
Yeah,
So-
it's,
yeah, I
it's
think
roughly
so.
25.
Okay.
Roughly.
I got you.
And you can. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
roll the hit then.
Okay. And that's just a
D20.
right?
D20.
Yeah, D20, and then
then-
on where it
I
says
don't know what
hit,
it adds.
next to, like on your where you see your actions, you know what I'm talking about? On that page?
Yes.
You
My
see where it says-
my modifier?
You see where it says hit/DC next to your attack?
No.
It should say hit DC at the top, and there's a column. It's the one right next to range.
Oh. Constitution 13. No, that's not true. Hang on. Oh, plus 5.
It's plus 5 to hit. Yeah.
You would roll your D20 and then add 5 to that.
24.
24 to throw a rock at this badger. It hits.
I'm pretty sure I hit it.
Yeah, yeah. You hit it.
I have great accuracy.
All right. Roll for damage. Right. A magical rock.
Okay. 1d6 plus 3 7.
7 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. You hit the badger and smack it right upside the head, and it's dazed for a second. You watch as it's like trying to catch its balance, but it gets itself back up, and it's just barely holding on to life. Not as damaged as the one that's left over by Brother Bongiorno, but it's just as close. Next initiative, we have Doom. What do you want to do, Doom?
Another one to another dimension.
Can I just say, if Ash doesn't get a pet and name it Bob, I'm gonna be triggered.
No.
Okay,
Fight me.
She could attempt to
This is
tame a
not
badger.
This is not Overwatch D&D.
but it is. I'm
Mm-mm.
Doom.
He's
your ass.
Doomfist.
It took you this long to notice? Come on.
No, I knew. I
Okay.
knew.
'Cause
I'm
it's
still
been half the
refused
first
to bow
session
down to
making
your stupid
Doomfist
Overwatch
references.
nonsense.
Okay, 5.
Yeah.
Can I make... Okay, so I can make a longsword attack and then as bonus action cast a cantrip?
It depends on the
I don't know what
cantrip.
the rules are.
When you click on the cantrip, it'll say whether or not you're able to use it as a bonus action. So
okay.
actually, Ash,
Good
you were
shit,
able
that.
to use. Wait, no. Okay, never mind. Yeah,
Oh, it's one action. Never mind.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna try and...
yeah.
some-
Ash creating the stones magically was a bonus action, and then throwing it was an action.
Yeah.
So, depending on the spell or whatever, it'll say at the top what it takes.
Okay, then I'm going to... Yeah, I guess I'll just swing at this badger here.
The one here.
The one directly, yeah,
Okay.
directly in front of me.
Alright.
Fuck, did you
Pets.
change the music by chance?
A
No, it's still the peaceful music. I lost the
Oh,
playlist.
22.
22 hits. Roll for damage.
14.
It's gone. It doesn't just
Wait,
it doesn't disappear,
okay.
but it's dead.
Which one?
Fair
Oh.
enough.
Well, y'all better kill those 2 badgers or else
Just a
you're
little
gonna
pile of blood where the badger was.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
get- The ones that Goliath that got
The
incinerated.
badger did not cease to exist. No, the badger is still there. There's still a carcass, but it is in fact dead. So next up on initiative is actually the badgers, because both Wilfis and Rastifits rolled really badly. So the badgers are going to
It's you.
move in.
New
Fun.
music. Who dis?
Wait, what is this? Battle music?
Mhm.
Sounds like
Yeah.
it. Finally, we've only been in battle for 5 minutes.
They're badgers.
Everything's
It's still
happening.
peaceful.
Fight me.
Alright. 2 of them are going to swing at Brother Bongiorno. One is
You're
going
kidding
to
me.
once again swing at Wilfiz.
You put yourself in that situation.
This badger's
I
actually.
trusted. Did you guys not kill a single badger? I was gone. I was protecting.
I killed
myself
one
from-
badger.
Hey,
Killed
I
one
got
badger.
one
This
real
badger is
life.
going to swing at Rastifus.
Wait, which
Rastifuts.
one?
This badger.
Dang,
And then this one will
works.
swing at Doom. So these are for the 2. Okay, that does not hit. Oh, okay. That is a 16 to hit, Brother Bongiorno.
Yes.
Ooh. The badger does 2 damage to you as it bites into your ankle.
Again. I'm gonna get tetanus.
You're gonna get rabies. is what
This
you're gonna
badger's
get.
constantly
I won't
biting
take
at
you
your ankle.
down.
The other one bites at the ankle that's still covered in the bandages and still can't make it through the bandages, but the other one bites straight into your leg,
Oh my gosh.
taking a small chunk of flesh with it.
He
Okay,
hasn't
the-
taken any damage above the waist.
Yes. No, he got shot in the thigh. Oh, wait, yeah, that's below the waist. That's below the waist. Okay.
Thighs are below the waist.
You're in college. Right?
Not in D&D. I'm the DM here.
I just below the way.
You guys ever seen
Waists are
Spore?
below.
Okay, so the badger's going to swing at Wilfiz. That's a 19 to hit.
Oh, foot cramp. Oh,
Armor class.
Oh yeah, he hit me.
Okay, this badger sinks into your ankle and does 2 damage as well, biting as deep as he can.
I guess I kind of got lucky considering how small I am. He went for my ankle still. He could have like went for my throat.
they do like to bite at ankles. Alright, this is the badger to bite at Restfoots. That's a 19 to hit as well.
Yeah, that hits.
This one, after seeing all of his companions bite at the ankles, decides at the last minute to also bite at your ankles. And he bites you right into your ankle, dealing 2 damage to you.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, I didn't mean to
They're not very intelligent creatures. They're badgers.
what's Doom doing back there, dude?
He's
Yeah,
just chilling.
he's just doing work, dude. Doom, this is the badger biting at you.
Please, that'd be hilarious if
That's
he's,
a
like, playing
a
Overwatch
13 to hit, Doom.
That hits barely.
Oh, this badger also bites deep into your ankle,
Oh my god.
dealing 2 damage once again to you. I think almost everybody's taken 2 damage
I am
except for Ash.
unscathed.
You're unscathed.
For
Okay.
now.
That's
We'll see.
the end of the badger's turn. Next up, we have Rastifoots. What do you want to do?
Please do more than 2 damage to a badger.
Don't roll a natural
Turn it around,
1.
Chris, bite the badger's ankle.
Badger might get an attack of opportunity on you.
Bite the badger's ankle.
Bite it back.
They rolled both of
No,
those
you!
brothers rolled so poorly that they were after the badger.
Yeah, they're after the badgers. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop back. Where's my mouse? I'm gonna drop back to here.
Of
Can I
course
do
you
that?
are.
10, 15, 20. Yeah, I can. 25.
Okay, if you do, these 2 badgers here will get an attack of opportunity on you. Because you're within 5 feet of them. So do you still want to do that?
2 more. Do more damage to your poor ankles.
Yeah.
I found my actual
Okay.
playlist.
So here?
One more over. Yeah.
I found my actual
Both the
playlist
badgers
when I actually-
see your ankles start to move, and they are not happy about it. That is an 11 to hit for the first badger.
That misses.
Ooh, he misses, bites at the air, but the next badger comes in with a 19 to hit
Oh yeah.
and catches the same ankle that had previously been bitten. The teeth go back into the same exact holes that were bitten into, and go deeper into your into your ankle, ripping off a chunk of flesh as you jerk your leg away to move, dealing 2 damage to you once again.
2 damage. It took flesh from his bone. 2 damage.
It's a
That's all it
rock
does,
gnome.
really.
They're badgers.
Badgers are
Flash is
mean,
flash.
man.
Okay.
All
right.
And then I'm going to use my crossbow, my hand crossbow,
Okay,
and shoot at this badger here.
roll for
Well,
attack.
actually,
Oh,
am I able to hit this one? Because this one's the one that's damaged, right?
yes. You are able to hit that one. But if you roll a natural one, it may go badly for your companion.
Oh my gosh, it is over, dude. I will kill you myself if you hit me again
You'll
for
be a smear on the
third
ground,
That
just
was
like that
he's the
badger.
one
Okay.
that likes to shoot
To
his
be
teeth.
fair,
Is that
I
the
stopped
badger you want to
first 2
shoot?
times.
Yeah, I want to shoot the
Okay,
weakened one.
roll for attack.
16.
16 hits.
Thank God.
Roll for damage.
6.
Deal 6 damage with your hand crossbow. You shoot at the badger and put a crossbow bolt right through its nose.
Ah,
But luckily, the badger was barely alive, and that is enough to kill it. That badger is dead.
It was just like limping
I was
along.
about
it
to
was
freak
it's
out,
just
dude.
barely standing with a huge gash down the side of it.
And its nose
Okay.
killed it.
Okay.
This badger is undamaged, and I believe this one. All these badgers are undamaged now.
All 4.
Oh, except for this one, because he got hit by a rock.
The blood one? The one with the blood?
The one
on
with
it?
the blood on it, yes, has in fact been hit by a rock.
Oh, that's
'Kay.
great. That's a lot of damage there. I bet.
Does that end your
Hey,
turn?
I did a decent amount of damage, thank you.
Is that all you're doing on your turn?
I mean, that's all I really can do right now.
Okay, Wolfus, your turn.
I think we all know what's about to happen.
Oh no.
Should I?
Well, let me ask
should
you
I
a
have
question.
moved?
Ask you a question first. When I say bedroll to you, do you think like, are we going like yoga mat? Or are we going like sleeping bag? Like, is there a hole?
Are you
in it,
going to
like
try
a
to
sack?
bludgeon
Or is
a
it, like,
badger
just
to
something
death
flat to lay on?
with a bedroll?
It's a
Are you
bedroll.
about to
I
smack this thing with a newspaper.
think he's trying to capture it.
You're gonna make it bad.
we'll,
Because, okay.
we'll say
Oh, you want to tame a badger?
that
You
it
want to
is it is in fact a lightly it's like a light sleeping bag.
Okay.
You attempt
that
to
case-
tame it, I'm gonna kill it.
Can I move before he tries to do this so I don't get caught?
Good.
No.
There.
No,
You-
you can't.
Your
This is the
turn
best
is you
part.
could have moved on your turn, but you didn't.
Hold on, hold on.
I didn't realize I was next to the catastrophe twins.
Leave him for the last badger.
I don't know what.
He
I
might
don't-
not be there.
I don't- That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have another.
There's
turn.
5 of
It's
you
not
and
one
4
shot.
badgers.
The badgers will go before I do. Just run off. I don't know. Here's what's gonna happen. I take my bedroll. I'm gonna ever so gently put it over his face.
You're gonna
Like,
try to
right-
throw your bedroll over the badger's face mid-combat.
like completely. I'm going to like completely engulf him and like tie it shut on the end.
And suffocate
He
him.
wants a Paul
Not
to
suffocate. Immobilize is a
Hey,
better word.
make a general dexterity check to see if you're able to Swiftly
Strangle.
put the sleeping bag over the badger's face. Strangle the badger.
Yeah.
Boom, you didn't see my whisper,
10
dude.
plus 6. 16.
16? Okay, you managed to get the badger inside of the sleeping bag.
Yeah. Yes.
It is now contained within the sleeping bag.
Awesome. Awesome. You still have to tame it. Right now it's just like
It's not it's still a wild badger inside of a sack, and on its turn it may try to rip itself out.
I mean, strength check versus a bedroll. I think it got that one.
It's a very thin sleeping bag.
Rip your only bedding, dude.
You're gonna have to buy
I
new
just
bedding.
figured Immobilize is immobilized.
Okay,
right?
is that your turn?
I don't know. Can I do anything else?
That was your action to try to cover a badger.
This is true. This is true.
Still have a bonus action, and you can still move.
How do I look at my bonus action? Bonus actions? Under actions, that would work. Bonus action? No. Yeah. Those are not. Both of those are not. Dang, well, that sucks. Okay, well, then in that case, just in case he gets out, I'm going to hide behind Ash.
Okay. Here or like here? Where do you want to be?
To the left one.
I resent
right
that.
Next, right next
Okay.
to my brother.
Okay.
Behind.
You've hidden behind a druid. Okay. Top of initiative, it's back to you, Pep. Brother Bongiorno, what do you want to do?
I want to squash the head of the one to my left.
You want to... Okay, I mean...
He wants to flatten the head.
You want to flatten... So how do you want to flatten it? With your sword or
With my foot.
with your foot? That'll be an unarmed
Stop
strike,
biting
though.
my ankles!
I know, I get +4.
Alright, roll
Yeah,
roll for attack. Just curb stomp the badger.
16.
16 hits.
Okay. It's a D8. 5 plus 4 is 9.
9 damage. As you lift your foot up, your giant foot up, just barely smaller than the whole size of the badger, you bring it down with all your force, completely crushing the badger's head. After a little, you see it twitching a little bit, but then it eventually ceases to move. That badger is now dead.
Boinked him, dude.
Okay. That can end your turn.
Yes.
Next on initiative, we have Ash. What do you want to do? You'll have, I believe, 2 magical stone. 'Cause you threw 1.
I have one left.
How many did you make?
2.
Oh, you only made 2. Okay.
I made 2.
1 to 3. Okay.
Okay. I am sorry, Doom. You might not like me after this.
Oh.
So
I'll hurt you.
I'm going to use
I'll crit you out of existence.
frostbite on this actually, no, I'll do it on either one. It doesn't matter. It's gonna
Yo,
all
you-
be the same.
Is it like a cone of...
How about this one next to you?
No! He's been
What would it-
insulated by my bedroll. Frostbite wouldn't touch him.
I
Okay.
want to hit
So-
both. It's gonna have a little bit of an AOE, so I want to hit both of them and take out the one. But you are gonna be in that AOE.
It's Brandon. Brandon's in the chat.
You want to use... What'd you say? Frostbite?
Frostbite.
Frostbite, I believe, is just one target.
Yes.
Yeah. It
But-
doesn't have an AOE.
Oh no, you're right. That was a different one. A different. That was Ice Knife.
Yeah, Frostbite
Never mind.
we'll just hit that one.
Frostbite. Yes. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so
For Frostbite, I will hit this one then, just because.
Okay. it has to make a.
That's not the one you caught, is it?
Yes, it is.
It is the one he
Why
caught.
Why is
You,
it
dude.
still here? It should be on
I'm
you.
gonna kill it either way.
No, he
offense.
just left the bag and ran away.
No, I'll
He
try.
did. He did
Okay.
leave it. He left the
Whatever.
bag there.
The
You
thing's gonna
you
break
can
out
kill
next
it if you want to.
But
okay,
you wouldn't, 'cause we're
In
such
that
good friends.
case, I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move to here.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's cool.
And I'm going to attack.
You know, Pfeiffer fans are called questies.
Quest.
I'm going to attack
Brandon.
this badger. We'll just take him out,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use frostbite on him.
Okay. So let me look at Frostbite.
Why are you trying to steal my
It
bag?
has to make a Constitution saving throw. And if it fails, it takes 1d6
John,
damage.
come
So
on.
let's see. It fails. Roll the natural 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so
So
roll
it
roll a
takes-
d6.
Yeah. 6. 5.
Takes 5 cold damage.
Yeah.
The badger is frozen solid. All life within it is gone.
Sweet.
Alright, is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay, next up we got Doom.
Alright,
Badger's gone.
I'm
Please
gonna-
kill the bag
Yeah.
badger.
You've got a choice to make, dude. Please,
I'm gonna
look
go
inside your
here
soul.
and attack the bagged badger.
God,
You'll
No.
have advantage because it is inside of a sack.
what? I worked
Go.
so hard.
Hunt it. Just scoop it up.
We're doing you a favor,
Into
Kyle.
the river.
Natural 20.
Natural
What?
20
No.
to hit the badger.
At least save my bedroll.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, roll for damage.
That's a 6 times 2 is 12 plus 6 is 18.
You're gonna
Okay.
make me cry.
You raise your sword and bring it down upon the sack. And upon opening your eyes, the sack, the bedroll, is just flat on the ground.
Yo, is the bedroll still even there though?
The bedroll is there, but it is flat on the ground with just your sword through it. Your entire party forgets that there was in fact a badger with inside the bedroll. Because you
So
have
wait, do we just, or do they just remember him like taking his bedroll out and just laying it
Yeah.
on the
Stab his
as
bedroll.
far as they know, he took his bedroll off, laid it on the ground, ran away, and you stabbed it. The badger has ceased to exist in all planes of existence except for your memory.
At least I didn't get my feelings hurt. I guess.
You don't know that you're mad that he cut your
Don't
bedroll.
know you lost.
But you're trying to remember why you put
You're
your
upset
bedroll
that he
out
cut your
in the
bedroll,
battle.
but you have no idea why you took it out. Okay. On the badger's turn, this badger is going to make an attempt to bite Doom. There's a natural 20.
That poor badger.
The badger bites deep into your ankle, dealing a total of 4 damage.
Or
Still
Yeah,
unscathed.
Okay.
I'm hurting.
Up next in initiative, we have Rastafoots. What do you want to do? Badger. Why?
Is
Why?
This badger's still undamaged. right?
Undamaged.
Okay.
do something, please. You have a chance to actually do something.
What are you talking about? I killed the one that was right here.
You killed one that I had already mortally.
It was on 1 HP. And you
One
shot it in the
shot,
face.
it would've died.
I was gonna flick a booger at it to kill it.
I'd let you try.
Take 3 poison damage.
I'll run right next to it.
Let's see. Can you make it there?
15, 20, 25.
Yep. Just
And
make it there.
then- Yeah, and then I'll use my rapier to try and do the same thing that I did to the grandfather, just through the back of the skull.
Okay. Roll for attack.
He was to shove a spear in the back of the badger's head the same way he did to a grandfather.
In case you guys were.
In case you guys didn't know. Rastafoots did kill a grandfather by stabbing him in the back of the head.
16.
16 hits, roll for damage.
Yes.
5.
5 damage. You stab the badger in the back of the head. It sticks into the ground. You pull out the sword, and the badger doesn't even seem that fazed by it. The badger is just more agitated, slightly bleeding from the hole on its neck and the hole on the back of its neck. But it's still alive. Alright.
It
Well-
works better when you crit.
It works better when you do enough damage to kill the badger. Yeah. Wilfizz, what do you want to do on your turn?
Just wanna love it.
There's a
This guy had to stab him through the neck.
he's doesn't seem that phased by it.
Hey, if you can tame it now, though, maybe it'll
This is-
see you as
this
its
is true.
savior.
This is
It's true.
This is true.
He's tamed a badger before.
Didn't you get a natural 20 on that?
I didn't get a nat 20, but I got.
he got like a 19 or something total.
Alright. This is gonna happen.
You have enough movement.
You get a nat 1, you accidentally kill the badger, by the way.
I'm gonna get right in front of his face.
It kills you before you can get it to do a better
Okay.
roll.
Crits back at you, dealing 4 damage.
Take my rope this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Badger
look, it's
Quest
getting
won't be complete
harder.
till Grandma Seth comes out.
Oh.
No,
I'm gonna tame this.
no, I don't
gonna have-
want it.
So you're gonna try to tame it with your rope.
That's what he did last time.
Okay, he lassoed on it. Yeah. Okay, make an animal handling check.
Just kill the stupid badger. Every freaking time we gotta deal with this stuff. You 2 dang orphan 40-year-old dwarves
They're
have to
gnomes.
fill some void in your lives with badgers.
What are you talking about? I'm trying to kill it!
He's your brother, dude. You're stuck with him. You're vice versa.
What'd you get? An 18?
Oh.
Okay.
Nell, you gotta deal
You-
with Joe.
You go
gotta deal
and you
with
put
Joe.
yourself between your brother and the badger, and you shield it so that nobody can attack the badger anymore. And you start to pet the badger, and the badger calms. You then take your rope and put it around the badger's neck, like a leash.
Oh my
You now
God.
have tamed a badger.
Yeah.
What is this?
Can
It's
I Eldritch Blast the badger?
I was just thinking,
Okay.
can I kill it anyway?
it's combat ended, so he could do it. Yeah, roll for attack.
Wait, what?
No,
I shielded him!
he's shielding
Hey,
it.
hey,
He-
You have to roll
oh,
for
that's
it.
true. You'll hit
A
him.
total 20. Well, I'm bigger than he is. Can I just stick my arm above
Yeah, I
him?
guess yeah, you can. That's true.
What?
You're like 3 feet taller than him. A total,
Okay,
a
total
dirty 20?
Yeah.
Okay, roll for damage.
Your badger's dead.
Better kill this badger.
Roll for damage.
Hey.
7. Yeah, it was a 7.
7 damage.
Yeah.
As you reach over and Eldritch blast the badger. Once again, like the first time in Badger Quest, the badger is voided of all hair and thoroughly cooked.
Can we eat it?
from the outside.
While he's
I
doing,
tamed this badger.
The badger's dead.
Listen, so
You tamed dinner, dude.
You tamed dinner.
as they're doing this, can I run around and pick up all the badger meat?
Yeah.
Oh.
You
can I
get the
pour
meat
to
of
cooked badger?
approximately
Oh, no.
7.
There was 8 to start with.
You get the meat of 6 badgers. One ceased to exist that you don't know about, and this one is completely cooked. So the meat's not good to bring to Mr. Milano, but you can eat it now.
Yeah, we eat it now.
Yeah, we'll eat it now. Me and Doom will sit down and
Okay.
patty cake while we eat this.
Everyone who eats the badger meat will restore 4 hit points.
I will not be taking.
It's
4 hit points restored. Let's
You're the
go.
one
4
Yeah,
hit
hit
points
the most.
restored because it was perfectly cooked badger meat. Perfectly.
God, dude.
Are you gonna Eldritch Blast every time you cook?
You kid.
Baby.
He doesn't want to. Dinner might cease to exist.
While they're eating, I'm gonna roll up my bedroll and then stitch the hole together because there's a hole in it now apparently.
And nobody knows where it came from.
Okay. As battle ends,
Next
Doom.
combat, all of us except Willfish should tame a badger and just name it Dinner 1, Dinner 2, Dinner 3.
Okay. As combat ends, Doom and Brother Bongiorno feast upon the flesh of the badger that was tamed perfectly for them to eat.
I ate it as well.
Restifoots, you ate some of the badger meat
I'm
as
your
well?
brother.
You,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
taking no
taste.
regard for the animal that your brother had just bonded with, you walk up
Had
and
a
as well
taste of obedience to it.
eat some of the badger meat. It tasted
The taste of obedience.
No, that's fine.
tasted like a tamed badger. The first of its kind that you've ever tasted. But, Wilfiz, you look behind you and notice that the bedroll that you threw out on the ground has a sword hole through it. And you have no idea why you threw the bedroll out on the ground and why Doom decided to stab your bedroll.
And my badger.
He did not stab your badger, he Eldritch blasted it.
I was hungry.
They needed dinner.
Tamed dinner.
Okay, let's see. After a bit of you guys taking time to eat the badger meat, you decide to head on your way back towards Mama Cozy's house
Yes.
to bring the groom who during the combat was still on top of Brother Bongiorno's shoulder and nearly fell off as he did the spin move. He has thrown up everywhere behind him.
was carrying him?
Yeah.
That whole
So it
I
was.
know that.
He threw
Was
up.
Ash close enough to get
Oh.
vomit on her? What's the
Hey.
range on the vomit?
No, he it was after he had moved, so
Okay.
but you look on the ground and like a thin circle around Brother Bongiorno is a line of vomit from when he spinned really, really fast.
I often some badger meat to make up for.
Yo,
okay.
hold on.
Let's
though.
see. You're gonna give the groom badger meat?
No, I'm just teasing.
Oh,
Just to see
okay.
if I make him puke again.
Oh my god.
I was gonna roll to see if he threw up again. I was gonna, but you don't give him the badger meat.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't one of the ones that ate it.
Let it be known, this man hasn't eaten in like a day and a half.
Why? Why didn't he
You guys
eat
are
at the...
starving him. Why are
Because
you
we ate the
starving
meat
him?
pie.
You
that
you
was in the
arrived there
house.
like around 5 p.m., tied him up, and then left the next morning, and now it's about like midday. So it's been a good while since this man's been able to eat. But he also is a prisoner, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Geneva Convention.
The Geneva Code. There's no rules in Badger Quest. You guys make your way back to Mama Cozy's house.
Praise God, dude.
Make it there without any complications after the ambush of the badgers came out of nowhere. Once again, almost on the same area on the path that they attacked the first time. This time with a larger number. But you make it back. And what's the first thing you want to do when you get back to Mama Cozy's?
I scoop Serafno, pull him up like a cat up by his skin, by his shirt, not by his skin. I'd kill him. By his shirt.
You're gonna roll for whether or not you choke him. Okay.
I pull up his shirt and I drop the bean head right in front of Mama Cozy. I say, "This is your delinquent. We'll catch you later, baby."
You're just gonna leave?
Yeah. Well, she knows that this conversation isn't over. I just play hard to get.
Mama Cozy, you see her as she quickly takes off her
Doesn't
cape.
seem like you're that hard to get.
She had a cloak on her. She quickly takes it off and throws it over him because she doesn't want any of the family or anybody to see that you have brought back a malnourished groom and just threw him on the gravel, completely tied up. But she doesn't care too much. She just doesn't want everybody to see, so she just covers him with a cloak.
Right.
After that, she offers to provide food, and while you're sitting there,
No, thanks, we ate.
it was another about 3 or 4 hours before you made it back.
Bring on the grub.
So, as you guys are sitting there eating,
Can we change the
I
music?
was just about to do that.
Can I go
Hold on,
find-
This
hold
is
on,
really
I got
intense
you.
for
Alright.
dinner.
You change it back.
Wait.
Really
I
intense.
got you, dude.
As you're sitting there for dinner. No.
Who in the party has the other badger meat from the first encounter on the way to the house?
Me.
I don't know.
That's you? We should probably go find Mr. Milano and give him the badger meat for the feast.
The feast is over, my dude.
No, the wedding hasn't happened, has
The
it?
wedding, there's still
is-
about 2 days till the wedding.
Oh, okay.
We're dropping you two dwarves into the soup and we're serving you.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're right. That's a good call.
Yeah,
Okay.
just so, well, A, we don't have bloody meat in our bags anymore.
Dude, what? I got Ziploc, but dude. I
I got that medieval
Sure.
Ziploc, brother.
Sure.
I got that Ziploc.
Medieval Ziploc bag. I'll allow it. So before you stop and have dinner with Mama Cozy, you point out the fact that you have about what is it? Thinking like 6 of them. So 11 badgers worth of badger meat that you want to drop off.
Do we need 10 or 12?
Friend.
It was just there was no number of which like to bring. It was just get as much badger meat as you can.
Oh, so it's not like a weird quest in Anthem?
It's not like a weird quest in Anthem. It's not like World of Warcraft where you got to get 8 specific bear claws, of which you only get 1 claw per bear. You get the equivalent meat from 11 badgers. And you make your way to Mr. Milano, who's sitting there doing nothing because he doesn't have any badger meat. And we know Mr. Milano's backstory. Not a very great man. Gets into a lot of trouble when he's not making food. You present him with the meat of 11 badgers, and he quickly inspects the badger meat to see which meat is the best for the badger stew. And out of the 11 badgers, you see as he chooses about 4 of the badgers specifically, and tells you just to throw out the rest. Because he doesn't need the rest.
How many? How many are we throwing out?
You're throwing out. Oh, he only wanted 4 of them. So the other ones can just be tossed to the side. And you watch him as he starts to chop up the 4 badgers. And
Does he do
as-
this with the salt?
he does Salt Bay, but he completely
Okay.
misses the badger entirely. And just gets salt into the wound on your ankle.
I healed though. I healed. I'm good. I'm healed.
You healed, but the wound is still there.
Stop.
How about Rastifit's eyes?
Okay, yeah. He doesn't realize that the rock gnomes are in front of him as he's trying to do the salt bay, and both of the gnomes get salt in their eyes and suffer 1 point of
Why are you so
damage.
salty?
You suffer 1 point.
You
of
suffer
damage.
1 point of damage, and for the next minute, you're blinded.
Just
You got
because.
salt in your eyes.
He accidentally
Because the
dripped salt
chef
in your eyes.
just, like, went like this and did us like got salt in your eyes because you're so
It's
much
like,
smaller.
watch
than me.
this. No eyes, ready?
No, I won't even look. You guys scream.
You guys got assault.
But after he's chopped up all the meat,
Oh,
he goes to a chest and he brings out and he gives you about 50 gold for each of the badges that he chose, and gives you 15 gold for each of the badges that he didn't take.
So
I
how
split-
much?
I
had
split the
I
gold
had
evenly.
6.
I split the gold evenly.
So
Rastifutz,
No,
we
you've
need to
been
split
trying
the
to
gold.
screw me. I'm not giving you my gold.
I have as many badges as you do.
he has more badges than you actually. Oh wait, no, he has 5. You have 6.
And
You
I
have one
have
more.
rapport with Mr. Milana.
He
You're
chose
showing up
2
here.
badges from each of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
listen, I have the rapport of Mr. Milano. Okay, I am the Badger King.
I don't care who you
Granddaddy
are.
Baby King.
I don't care who you are. Just don't share my gold.
I'm
with-
going to. I want to roll
You
to
tried to
squish.
screw me
Rastifutz.
so
Whoa,
many
whoa.
times.
I'm joking. I know.
Mr. Milano, seeing
I'm
you
joking.
quarrel,
I want to split
decides
the gold
to split the
between all
gold
of
up
us.
himself before he gives it to you, because he doesn't want to deal with it, and he'd rather you just leave his kitchen so he can continue making his badger stew.
Anyway, how much gold?
So let's.
You said 50 for the 2 that he chose, and then how much?
50 for the 4 that he chose.
Oh, so it's
So it's
50
about
total or 50 each?
50 each, and then 15 each for the ones he didn't choose.
yeah. So it'd be
200 for
We'd
the
each
ones
be
he
getting-
chose, and then 7 times 15.
About 305 gold total.
105. Yeah, 35.
Okay, so there's 5 of you. You each get 61 gold.
There it is. That's what I want.
That came out perfectly, actually, the 61 gold. Did not plan that anyway, I just made up those numbers, everybody. And it just happened to be perfect.
Yo, what are they whispering about? Doom, listen. Ash, I don't know you too well, but here it is.
He's asking questions about.
He's
He's helping me add gold.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
hoping
okay.
you
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah.
hoping you-
Do
I was
all of
hoping
you know how to add gold?
Yes.
actually I don't know how.
Okay, so on D&D
It's like a
Beyond,
Buttercup.
Yeah.
under equipment, you'll see currency in the top right of equipment.
Okay.
Just click on that, and then, like in the middle, it'll say like gold and stuff like that. Just add 61 gold and click add.
Where's my? Oh, there it is.
I had 350 from before.
Yeah, don't forget to add the gold that you had from showing up to kids' parties.
With your candy long sword.
You have a bag of ball bearings?
Yeah, I do.
Yo, the Salted Gnome sounds like a perfect tavern name, though.
Thanks.
Well,
We'll
I
keep
feel
that
like
one in
that's
mind.
What you'll do when you retire from adventuring.
The salt. That's him now.
And it's like this really seedy pub that you're never quite sure where the comes from.
All right.
Yeah.
What?
I gotta change.
Salted
hold on.
gnome.
I gotta change my shorts. These ones are too tight. They're pressing on my legs. They're bothering me. Give me a second.
Okay.
Don't watch my butt as I
Really-
walk out.
Really needed to know
Well,
that as a
As he's gone, Wolf is out of interest. Would you like to try and repair your bedroll? Because
Yes,
if you don't repair it, you won't be able to get a long rest in it because
yes.
got a
I would
gaping
just
hole.
like to
Alright.
repair the damage that was
make
done.
me a survival check to see if you're capable of sewing up the holes.
And survival's down at the bottom.
I hope he rolls really low. It'll be great.
10 plus 2.
12.
Yes.
You managed to sew the holes, but you accidentally sew them together. So you can get inside of it still, and you'll sleep
That's
fine,
fun.
but it's a little uncomfortable because it's like riding up on you.
It's a one.
I'll take it.
It's like
Puts it on.
it's like a very tight pair of pants to sleep in. So yeah, it's fine though.
We're still in the kitchen, right?
You're still in the kitchen with Mr. Milano. He has promptly asked you to leave after giving you the money because you guys were
Oh, okay.
quarreling. Okay. Zoinks walks out.
I didn't go with them because I have no interest in any of that nonsense. So,
Okay.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Oh, these are so much better.
I was not in the kitchen.
Okay. After visiting the kitchen, see Mr. Milano, you head back to the house to have dinner with Mama Cozy and her family. At dinner, you all have a great meal. They decide to use the leftover badger meat that you guys had instead of just throwing it out.
Can we like heal ourselves because we just had a great meal?
Yeah, you're all healed up to full. From the
Do we still have salt in our eyes?
it only
It
lasted a minute.
for a minute.
It only lasted a
Oh.
minute. It was done before you left the kitchen.
Did you think you just walked out of the kitchen?
You were
with your eyes
blind.
shut?
You I
Well,
wouldn't have
didn't
let you
know how
walk
long we
out.
were- I didn't know how long we were in
Yo.
the kitchen.
You've been permanently
He was
blind.
blinded. He started walking into walls on the way out. It's like,
You're gonna
You
walk
take
out blinded.
1 point
No.
of faceplant damage.
A faceplant.
Walking into walls.
So you
Oh,
you eat
God.
the badger meat, but as you eat it, you realize this isn't really the best badger meat you've ever had, and you realize how much of a knack that Mr. Milano actually has for choosing badger meat, because he rejected this badger meat, and you kind of regret eating it for dinner.
Oh no.
It's-
oh no.
Nothing happens. You don't get sick or anything.
Lying.
Wait, as
Bro, make a
as-
constitution check, Brother Bonjour, to see if you keep your meal down.
19.
You keep your meal down just fine.
I hate you.
The mi-
Probably set it at 18 or something too.
No, I wasn't gonna have. It's not bad meat. It just doesn't taste as good as the meat you've had from Mr. Milano before.
Appreciate Mr. Milano a little bit more.
After dinner, Mama Cozy takes you all aside, thanks you for your service of getting the groom, and gestures to Brother Bongiorno that if after the ceremony you would indeed still like to turn the bride into candy, so that the groom doesn't have such an awful life having to look at her, that she would still be down. But
I will.
she then gives each of you 150 gold for your troubles.
Wow, that's a
Does
lot.
that
of
include
big
me?
bang
Because I
gold.
technically wasn't on the quest. I was just there to go and drag their sorry butts back home.
Yeah. She's very appreciative of you running out there alone in badger-infested woods. So,
I
Man,
have one more gold than you.
I'm loaded
150?
in gold.
you're loaded with gold, but you don't know how much you can actually buy with it.
I can buy at least a peanut.
You're not
don't
wrong.
worry. Like
Two.
a basic magic item will only run you like 2,000.
It only runs you a lot of gold, yeah.
You said 150?
150, yes. So,
Get 10th of
Mama
the magic-
Cozy lets you know that you're all invited to the wedding. And in fact, as another favor, she requests that Brother Bongiorno be the best man because nobody likes the groom. So they need a best man. And she requests that Ash be the maid of honor because nobody wants to be friends with the bride. She's awful.
Candy bride.
Awful in every way. So you find yourselves dragged into the ceremony for this wedding now. But it's not for another...
Wait, did we have
2
to
days.
say yes?
It's Mama Cozy.
Mama
Oh, that's
Cozy.
fair.
What's this
That's
note?
fair.
Mom?
Mama
She's
Cozy is very
hypnotized me to
persuasive.
many
That's
things.
fair. She's-
Oh no, dude.
Pap, pap.
Oh,
Pat,
no,
Pat,
dude.
She informs you that you
Talk.
can stay the night, and if you would like, you can head out to town for the next day to just venture around, see what's going on, because you're
Are
not
we going-
needed.
Are we going
Until
back
the
to
actual
South
day,
Brussels?
the ceremony.
I guess they need some like noble's clothes, huh?
You
clothes being
yeah.
provided for the ceremony?
Clothes are being provided, but she does point out that maybe you should visit a bathhouse and take a bath because you're bathed in badger
Does
blood.
Bongiorno need some like custom fit? He is like 8 foot tall, dude.
If they're providing clothes, they're prepared for a Goliath. They're rich, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
And
rich.
if
They have a
Mama Cozy
tailor
wants-
in house.
If Mama Cozy wants the tailor to make clothes for a Goliath,
Mama Cozy is a tailor. No. No.
Let's be honest, she already knows Bongiorno's dimensions pretty well.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yikes.
I really didn't need
Yo.
that mental
Yeah, okay.
anything. Didn't need that.
So
I really didn't.
you guys decide to stay the night, and then the next day head out to town to do some errands, visit a bathhouse. You're all invited to the wedding, but they only need those two to be in front position.
No.
So, but it is requested that all of you bathe, especially the rock gnomes, who don't seem to have bathed since the day that they ran away from the orphanage that they were in
Since
for
the day
40
they were
years.
born.
This is true.
40
You were in the
years.
orphanage for 40 years.
No, you said you were.
You were in the orphanage for 40 years, and you just ran away.
You did
Left the
say,
orphanage to go seek help. Brother
you did say, and we ran away like last week.
You told us
Yeah.
you ran away last week from the orphanage. Either here's the thing:
Okay,
you've
okay,
either
I
taken
got you.
advantage of the orphanage, or you were just woefully misinformed about how to be in an orphanage.
How to be in an orphanage.
Yeah,
Is there a book on this subject?
yeah. It's
Can I learn how to
Common
be in an
Sense
orphanage?
Yeah,
101.
you escaped from the orphanage, but you noticed that none of the doors were locked to your room. The windows were wide open almost every night for 2 months. But you on your
They
own
actually
decided
had
to escape.
signs hanging up
Please
outside.
leave.
wait,
Please
So
leave.
wait,
No.
So wait, if I'm getting this correctly, basically, these guys are wannabe rogues who think they were hot stuff by sneaking out of an unlocked orphanage. That was basically
We just sneaked out. We just left.
They loved it, dude. They loved the orphanage. Everything was there for them.
They had everything they could ever want,
Kids are inside.
except adventure.
And then they heard about a Goliath.
Yeah, they heard
running.
stories about the Goliath and his feats
But still, you all think
in
you're
the cooking
hot
competition.
stuff and you're like 17 and think you.
They're 40.
They're 40.
They're 40.
In gnome years, they're like 17.
Yeah, they've just reached adulthood in gnome years, yeah. But they're 40 years old. Okay,
Oh my god.
so is there anything you want to do before bed?
No drinking.
Have we already
What's the-
gone to the like town, city, whatever?
No, that's tomorrow. You're staying the night at Mama
Okay, I'll-
Cozy's, then heading to the town.
I'm gonna spend a little time contemplating the non-existence of that which I stabbed
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
As I'm just like,
You spend an hour just laying in bed,
Okay, wait.
trying to grasp your mind about the fact that another creature has ceased to exist at the hands of your blade, that you yourself are not convinced that they ever existed,
Are we-
yet
we're
you're the
still-
only one who can remember them. What'd you say?
We're still at the manor, right?
Yeah, you're still at the Manor of the Cozies.
How far
I-
away is the closest tavern?
They have like a bar in house. They're quite rich.
Well,
I take-
okay, but I'm saying
Like an actual town tavern,
Yeah.
it's like quarter day.
Oh, okay.
It'd be pretty dangerous to try to go out.
And
Okay.
it would take a quarter day.
Yeah.
I notice. Can I tell that like something's bothering Doom?
You can tell that something's bothering him, but if he ever tries to bring up the badger, you just laugh it off and be like, "What are you talking about? There was only 7 badgers there.
Okay.
I don't know why you
Okay.
stabbed my brother's bedroll, but there was
Take a
only
big
7 badgers."
tankard of mead, and I sit down in front of the fire in a nice, comfy chair, and I watch the flames flicker and fall asleep.
Okay. Make a Constitution check to see how you handle the tankard of ale.
Got it. 6.
6, you get blackout drunk and pass out on the floor in front of the
You are a
in
lightweight,
front
bro.
of the fire.
I love how he
In front of the
described it.
fire.
He's like,
No, you're not gonna get hurt, but you thought you were sitting in the chair, but you just fell down next to the chair in front of the fire.
Threw up everywhere.
No, natural one, he would have thrown up everywhere. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a why can't I think of the word right now? Tankard, goblet, of beer, essentially,
Veil.
up to Doom, and just be like, hey, I don't know what's bothering at you. I don't know what the heck is going on with this badger that you think exists but doesn't. And I offer him just as a like, hey, I hope you're feeling better, kind of thing.
I appreciate it. There's been quite a lot happen over the last couple years. Still trying to process and deal with some things. But it's okay.
Well, I understand. I may not be the most liked member of this ragtag team of people, but I hope you're okay.
Thanks.
And then I'm gonna go to my room as well.
Asher
I
Wolf is,
am
yeah.
Going to go and check in with Mama Cozy, see if there's anything else she needs from me, and then I am going to retreat to the woods to meditate for a little bit before I go to bed.
Okay. As you speak to Mama Cozy, she points out that if you in fact wanted to buy some jewelry in the form of a necklace or something like that for the wedding, that she would reimburse you when you get back, just so you look more official and noble. Then you head to the wood.
When's the wedding? It's in 2 days?
It's in 2 days.
So not next day, but day after?
Yeah, so tomorrow you have all day to shop and go around the town and do whatever you want. And then the next afternoon will be the wedding. Okay. Wilfiz.
I'm trying to find. I don't know.
Okay.
He is confused by his own life.
I want to rob Mama Cozy blind.
What's it called? I should have a glass blowing kit.
Why?
Yeah, there we go. Glass blowers tools. Can I make anything with those?
What do you want to make?
Oh, that's a good question.
You just want to play with molten glass.
You can't just have something exist. You have to work towards something.
My pressed full
wanna make
screen, I don't want that.
I'm gonna make a mug, a glass mug.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. Why not?
I don't know.
Judge him.
Let me look at this glass blowers kit that you. Why do you have glass blowers tool? Okay.
He's proficient in
He's
glass
proficient in
blowing.
it too. Okay.
Everyone's got to have a hobby.
He's just blowing molten,
Okay.
molten glass.
Since you're proficient, make a performance check to see if you're able to properly make yourself a mug.
How do you know I'm proficient in glass blowing?
You are proficient.
Yeah, down here. Right there.
Oh,
Tools.
okay, cool, nice.
He may, but there he can find glass around Hog.
You said performance, right?
Performance, yes.
He just breaks a window pane.
He just smashes a window.
18 plus 3.
18 plus 3. Okay, you make a perfectly good mug. You feel that it's pretty sturdy. It's not gonna break real easily. It's actually really well crafted for your.
I am suddenly very eager to test that.
You don't know about it. That's the only thing.
You feel that it's not gonna break. I need to test it. Can I throw
Did
it?
I just
up
make
in
it?
You're not in the room with him.
Okay.
You're in the woods.
In order.
I know.
Okay, yeah, I'll go for
That was
In order
me,
to
not
test
my
its
character.
sturdiness,
That
I'll
was
pop it
me,
out and
not
just drop
not
it.
Ash. I 100% would throw an unbreakable mug against a wall just to test.
It's like a life-proof
Problematic.
case. They advertise unbreakable, but it's
broken
definitely
windows.
possible.
I've broken 2 otter boxes, dude. Do not underestimate my abilities.
Is that all you wanted to do, Wolfiz?
I think so, for now.
Okay.
What is this? What am I getting?
You spend the night finding molten glass. You found the source of glass by melting down another mug given to you by Mama Cozy. You melt down her mug and make your own, what is actually almost identical to the one that you melted down. It's just slightly smaller and more tailored to your size. And there's a on the nightstand in the room that you and your brother are staying in, there's a little pool of molten glass, of the leftover glass, that you just leave there.
Alright.
Alright, what time do you guys want to wake up in the morning?
I can't say. I'm blackout drunk.
yeah.
This is
So assume
true.
he wakes up like 4 hours after the rest.
Make a constitution check to see if you
Wait.
15.
You're
15?
a Goliath, right?
he's a Goliath. Yeah. Yeah.
How big was that tankard of ale?
It wasn't that big.
Ginormous.
Normal sized tankard.
It was at least
So-
this big.
so he was
not
holding
bigger.
it like this.
By the time the
You're
night
holding
went
it
on,
like
you
this.
thought the tankard was that big because you were that drunk. But it was actually a normal sized
Here.
tankard. But even though it got to you the night before, you wake up a little bit hungover.
Oh
But
lord.
You wake up around the same time as everybody else, which is, what time do you guys wake up?
Say sunrise again.
Sunrise again? You wake
Too
up.
early.
You wake up sunrise. Brother Androna, you wake up because someone comes to stoke the fire. at Sunrise,
Stoke the fire.
and they
little
accidentally
rush.
trip on you.
Brushes up against my cheek.
How do you accidentally trip on a Goliath?
They-
He's-
It was dark. The
Ah.
fire was dim. They're
Sun was
inside.
in the way.
It was barely. The sun was barely up.
Oh my god.
They also have quite large dogs, so they might not have thought that it was a Goliath. Okay.
An 8-foot tall dog.
Hogs? Where's my dead boy?
Okay. You guys start to make your way towards the town, which is actually the town of Fossifu. You went past it to get to the estate of Mamakuzi.
Do we know where the bathhouse is?
The bathhouse? You could probably pretty easily find out where the bathhouse is when you get there. It's a pretty well-known town. It's pretty, up there. It's not like quite super like higher class, but it's an upper middle class kind of area. Like
Richmond, Virginia.
it's
Okay.
a town next to Richmond, Virginia.
Ah.
Equivalent.
Falsified.
Ormond.
Sure. I don't know what that is. Okay. So you go to the town. Is there anything specific that you guys want to look for when you get there?
I want to go to the nearest tavern.
Do you want to go to the nearest tavern?
I'm done
Yeah,
drinking
fine.
for the day, so whatever you guys want.
You haven't even started. That was still
Okay.
from last night.
I've already started at 9.
It was it was late when he went to bed. It was the next day, but
The sun is barely coming up.
Yeah, you don't have
no, it takes you about a quarter day's walk to get there. So
Oh, okay.
I want to go to a weapon shop.
okay,
I'll second that. I'll go with Doom.
okay.
I do the
Ash.
same because I need someone to follow. My eyes hurt.
What do you want to do, Ash?
I started out before they did, and I move quicker than they do because of my.
You're already at the town. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
I
get to
am
do my
running
stuff
some
first.
errands for some of the members of the town before I go over to the jewelers. So I have a decent stack of like produce and stuff in my arms.
Okay. Alright, since you arrived early in the morning, right as most of the shops were opening, you arrived. Luckily, just as they were opening, so you didn't have to wait out in the courtyard or anything. You get your produce and stuff, and you make your way to the jeweler. Oh gosh, what place is gonna be called? Who wants to name it? Anybody want to name the jeweler shop?
Rich
Chat.
guy.
Chat. We'll have chat name it. Chat.
Yeah.
Name the jewelry shop that Ash is visiting. Keep it PG,
And
of
the
course.
owner.
And the owner, if you wanna name the owner.
Can't be the salted gnome.
Can't be the Salted Gnome. That's the tavern that Zoinks is visiting later.
This seems ironic.
You see them salting all their drinks the same way. They're salting your eyes.
Shiny Rock Emporium. Okay.
All right, straightforward. Let's do it.
All the jewelry is gonna look like those rocks we've been collecting.
She doesn't have any of the rocks.
It's like that one
She's about
goblin.
to.
I like the sticks and the rocks. Well, the sticks are people's staffs. The rocks
Okay.
are, well, they like to wear it as jewelry.
You find at the edge of town there's a jewelry shop named the Shiny Rock Emporium. Based on the name, you don't really have high hopes on the standard of the jewelry that the place will have. But it is in fact the only jewelry shop that you've been able to find when you get there. So you make your way in and you see the owner, who is not named, so I'll just make a name.
Let chat name him again.
That's what they were
Mortimer.
supposed to do, but it's gonna take forever.
Brando.
Mortimer.
Brando?
Brondo.
Brando.
Or Brondo.
You walk in, and you're greeted by a man, and he goes, "Hello! I am Brando! I sit here day and night amongst my rocks in the Shiny Rock Emporium. How can I help you, milady?" As he tips his hat.
Is that just me?
Let me let my
I'm
dog
gonna go get a
know.
blanket, BRB.
Okay, what do you want to try and find from him?
Not paying attention.
It's hot in here.
I am going to just kind of browse, see what there is, see if there's anything that might catch my eye, especially anything that might be more less gaudy and a bit more just unique.
I love this music.
Okay. As you browse the shop, you see that it's a bit dusty. It doesn't seem like many people come through the Shiny Rock Emporium, as it is in fact just a lot of basic shiny rocks. They're not that impressive.
Wait, are these just shiny rocks or is it actually jewelry?
Most of them are actually just shiny rocks. Like 80% of the stuff. They're just like baskets full of rocks. And you look over and you see Brando as he's sitting there polishing a rock. Just polishing a rock. But as you look around, you see in the back of one of the cases a necklace made of silver with a silver like braid that goes around it, with just a simple like green gemstone like hanging from the silver necklace.
Very elegant
It's-
there, Five.
You didn't want a very fancy necklace.
That's fair. That's fine.
Yeah, it's surrounded by shiny rocks. Much of them are different colors, but they're just polished rocks for the most part.
Okay. Do I notice anything special about this necklace other than the fact that it's pretty much exactly what I was looking for. You know, conveniently enough.
Make a. Let's make a general perception check as you look at the rock, the necklace.
16.
A 16. I mean, it's a pretty necklace. It doesn't seem to just your eye that like it has anything special about it. Just think it might improve your appearance for the wedding the next day.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry. My cat spilled water everywhere.
Mr. Shopkeeper.
Yes.
I'm very interested in this one. What is the story behind this one?
Ah, yes. That is in fact my shiniest rock I have within the Emporium. As you can see, as it is the only rock that is not in fact just a rock. I'm just looking up prices for jewelry real quick.
Oh.
We don't plan this stuff, it just happens.
He's right.
That's true.
I don't even know.
Ooh, it's cold. Just
I found
a
it.
piece of cereal.
RPG Stock Exchange. What?
What?
What is this website?
5.
You looking at rock?
Okay.
4
Rocks,
rocks and 1
what?
gem. Wait, what's it?
Hey, Fife. Just out of curiosity, how many of the strange rocks do I have in my inventory?
How many?
Yeah.
That's up to you what you wrote down. You
Stop taking them, dude.
you found a
Remember?
couple in the stream,
Yeah, you only took like 2 or 3 of them though.
and then you didn't take any more.
Okay. I
Later.
couldn't remember.
You probably have around
For whatever reason.
7 of the shiny rocks. No, not shiny, colorful rocks.
I just wrote down strange rocks. I didn't really
Yeah.
put. Yeah.
You have 7 from the crick, and I believe Brother Bongiorno has like 163 or something like that.
Have a lot.
Well, 160 because he's been feeding
Hey.
a couple to you guys.
Yeah. While you're sleeping, I
While
dropped
you're
that in
sleeping, he
first.
feeds you rocks. After a moment, Brando points out that there was in fact a price tag next to the necklace.
I didn't ask how much it was. I asked what the story
Oh, what the
was.
story was behind it. It was my mother's.
Oh god.
She did not pass away. I simply took it from her.
I'm trying to get rid of it, actually.
I'm trying to. She's half blind, but she comes in the shop every week, so I'm quite terrified that she might, in fact, notice that I've stolen her necklace.
So, how much would you pay me to get it out of here before she sees it?
Oh no. There's no way. If I simply wanted to get rid of it, I would just take it off the shelf. I know it's still worth quite a bit. It's
And how much do you consider quite a bit?
quite a bit. This gem here, because it has sentimental value, it is in fact my mother's necklace that you're trying to buy. I would charge you around 45 gold
That's it. I
for
buy
this necklace.
See, here's the thing. Is what I'm getting from this conversation is that the sentimental value on this is far less than what you're trying to sell it as. So I will not pay a dime over 35.
Make a persuasion check.
Because you didn't persuade him, you
Oh,
didn't persuade Fife.
Well, no,
9.
you got a 9?
I got a 9.
You stumble on your words as you say that.
I did.
And
So I'm
and
gold.
he laughs at you. He goes, "Because you've made me laugh at your attempt of bargaining, I will charge you 42 gold for this necklace."
Take it, dude. Buy 100.
I actually don't know what the currency system in here is. I don't know if that's a lot or not. But
Well, we all got 150 for help.
For
That's
jewelry,
true.
that's not that bad.
okay.
I was like, me
Did-
and
didn't-
Dustin when we went to the
didn't,
Gnome City. How much is this? 2,200 gold.
But those were magical items. This is
Didn't what's her
a
name
necklace.
Didn't what's her name say that she would pay for any jewelry she bought for the wedding anyway?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
She doesn't want to cheat Mama Cozy though. She knows her.
I'd give him 200 gold for it.
Then you wouldn't be able to buy anything else in the town.
It's literally like he's paying
Fine.
for it. and
Because
it's
of your
Yeah.
so-called sentimental value, I shall allow it. 42.
He gives you the necklace in exchange for the 42 gold. And on your way out, as you start to head out of the Shiny Rock Emporium, you notice an elderly lady start to make her way in. As you notice her, you quickly shove the necklace into your
I
pouch.
just got bit by a bug,
quick.
dude.
Yeah? At least it wasn't a badger. You now have possession of a silver necklace with a green gem. As you walked by a half-blind elderly lady as you left the shop.
No shame.
Okay,
Yo, we hate children and we hate old people in this group, dude.
so next we'll go. Who all wanted to go to the weapon shop?
Me.
We had
Me.
Will
I
Fizz,
didn't want to go. I just
Doom,
had to
and
follow
Bongiorno
one
just
person I trust.
tagging along.
Basically everyone.
Basically everyone except for 2 of the people. Yeah, got it.
I thought Chris and his brother raised their hand too.
Did you want to go,
No,
Zoinks?
No, I went to the
He was
tavern.
he was going to a tavern. So yeah, he's looking for a tavern. Okay,
Alright.
Trying to get wasted.
somebody want to name the weapon shop?
Name the weapon shop, chat. Make it a
Slice and
good
dice.
one.
The great big boy store.
And somebody give me the shopkeep's name.
The Sword of the Spirit.
Hawk,
Yuck.
get in here.
No.
I was gonna say. Pointy thing important.
Bobby McButtfart.
What?
No Christian cliches in this dungeon.
Rondo. That was a great name. Okay.
Say rando? Really?
Slabs are us. Okay.
Stabs.
Stabs are us.
Stabs are
Oh.
us.
I don't see the T on. Stabs are us.
Dabzerus.
Okay.
Give us a name or it's about to be your name.
There's gonna be another variant of Seraph. Seraphino, Seraphatine.
What if they're all like identical twins too?
Maybe.
A roof.
Oh.
Okay. You make your way into Slabs Are Us. No, Stabs. Listen, it goes both ways because they also have ingots, which are slabs. Be too much like Pokemon. Listen, Hawk, you're not coming up with a name, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Y'all fought animals and captured them.
No, just the one.
Just badgers here. Alright, you make your way into Stabs Are Us. And you see a man out by an anvil. Pounding on an anvil. Just pounding.
Out of a movie.
It's like it's like he looks like Bruce Willis.
Hey, he is Bruce Willis.
Come to think of it, it's not Bruce Willis. Is in fact Dylan. The
Dylan,
blacksmith.
yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
What do you want to do? He hasn't noticed you walk in. He's still straight at work.
That's my entrance. Hello, I am Lilfith.
You are a rogue.
I'm keeping a
Sir.
very, very
still be
like good
Lufus, though,
distance as
can't
if
I?
I'm not with him as he's talking to this guy.
Okay.
I'm just like looking around.
Okay. He hears you shout that out. But as he looks over, he sees no one except for a Goliath and an Asimer, whatever.
Um,
Because
Start hopping-
you're behind the
hopping
counter.
down,
Okay, you
making
start
my arms
hopping.
around.
Then he notices you. And he puts down. he- He sounds exactly like Bruce Willis.
I'm an orphan.
and I'm
He puts the weapon
Whoa, how
he was
old are ya?
forging
40.
and puts it inside of the furnace to heat it. Puts down his hammer and he walks over to the counter.
Okay. To say, well, sir, I would like to take a look at your wares and maybe purchase. We're in the weapon shop. You probably don't have bedrolls here.
Not gonna have bedroll.
Unless you do.
You can ask him.
Unless you
I
do.
have one. I've been using it for years. I mean, if you really want it, I could sell it to you.
Does it have a hole in it?
Well,
You
of
fix
course,
yours.
it has a hole in it. How else would you get inside of it?
Does it have more than one hole in it?
There's a few small holes, but nothing that would cause a problem.
Better than what I've got right now.
Of course there's a
You want to try to buy the bedroll from the man.
stinky old Swiss cheese bedroll.
Alright.
You are going to buy a bedroll at a weapon shop.
You can do anything in D&D.
He pulls it off.
Hey.
He pulls off the floor. Ah, it was a welcome mat
If
for a
you
little bit.
he was standing on it while pounding.
Yeah.
No. He walks to the back and comes out with this bedroll. It's very, very worn, but there is just a few like tears inside of it. But if you wanted to buy it, it would probably still work just as normal as a new bedroll.
Okay.
has a little character.
But not your character.
Has a little
somebody else's
character. It's basically his sweat.
Ask,
He sleeps inside the blacksmith.
would you be willing
You'll
to
be
trade
sleeping
this
inside a
bedroll
little bit of his character.
for a handcrafted, beautiful glass gnome
The new
size
soul.
Gnome-sized mug. You pull out the mug and you put it on the counter. And as he goes to reach for it, you realize that you aren't really aware of the size difference between a human and
It's
a
shot
gnome.
glass.
It's basically a shot glass for him. You wanted me to trade my bedroll that I've had for many years for a shot glass? I already have many of these.
Not just a shot glass. It's a family heirloom.
That you made.
Last night.
Okay. The family heirloom.
Little
It's
Bruce
got
version.
wonderful value where I come from, and it's practically
From-
priceless.
From the orphan.
Make a deception check.
He stole this shot glass from the orphanage.
He stole the glass from Mama Cozy, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Probably would
Watch
have
him
been
roll a
worth
nat
something
20 and the
for him.
dude gives
I
him
got
everything.
3 plus 7.
He got 7. Listen,
3 plus 7? Can you math? Five?
3 plus 7 equals 10.
listen, he says. I appreciate that you would be willing to get rid of this priceless family heirloom.
For a
But
bestial.
the fact is,
Oh,
I
let
have
him
no
see a
need
1, so he'd throw it.
for a shot glass at this moment. I have more need of the bedroll than I have need of a shot glass.
Rip.
Yo, I really wanted to see a 1.
If
so
you
he'd
really
throw it.
wanted this bedroll, I
Yeet.
guess I could sell it to you for about 3 gold.
What about 2 gold
And
Oh
the
my
shot
lord.
glass.
And a what in the shot glass? Make a persuasion check.
Why do you want to get rid of it so badly?
It's trading it. Got
Funny
it.
thing is, it would have been worth far more before he messed with it.
It was
17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really need it, but I'm interested. He exchanges the bedroll, and
Awesome.
you leave the shot glass on the counter.
Awesome.
Is there anything else you need?
What can I ask for like a general idea of his wares? I don't know what's in there. Can I look around and see what?
You're
do I
too
have
short to
options
look
here?
at the cabinets.
You've got pretty much any basic weapon, like martial
See the
weapon
bottom of the countertop.
that you could want. I mean, nothing too fancy. You got rapiers, short swords, long swords, great axes, battle axes, hand axes. Even got some crossbow bolts.
How much does he want for a hand axe?
Ask him.
Kind sir. How much would you want for a fine hand axe?
Fine hand
Well, not
axe.
so fine hand axe. Just a hand axe.
Just a hand axe.
I'm not picky. I just bought a used bedroll.
I don't know why. It cost you around 5 gold.
5 gold for hand axe. I'll do that.
Okay.
I accept that.
He
Alright.
goes to the back and grabs one of the hand axes hanging on the wall, and he puts it on the counter and picks up your 5 gold. What about the rest of you?
Anything else? Huh?
Everybody else want
Hey.
something?
I notice. I look at the shopkeep Dylan. I say, I performed at your son's birthday party.
Okay.
What does he say?
Make a deception check. You weren't actually.
No, but I
it was,
did.
It was at a different town. You were in
Oh,
South
well.
Brussels performing at parties. But you can
Rolls
try.
a nat 1. I don't
No
even have a
going
sword.
Deception. Okay, that's funny. 18.
18. Odd, my son's 25, but I seem to remember you there.
It was a
What-
special performance.
What can I do for you?
The show of your lifetime.
And then you
Listen.
type- And then you type.
Listen to me. I acquire something of great value. Do you know of Peppermint Butler?
I've heard the name.
No. Candyman?
I know that the Candyman can.
Yes. Yes, indeed he can.
Take the sunrise. And sprinkle it with
If you understand, if you've heard the stories of Peppermint Butler and his great master, the Candyman, then you understand that my quest to destroy everything they are is only noble. And what I need from you is the greatest, most bangarang weapon that requires 2 hands to lift, slice through those candy-coated bean heads. And I know this is a modest shop. I know you aren't someone full of
Insulting.
fanciness, but you're bright at the brass tacks. You build great weapons, deliver amazing quality. So from you, Dylan, I ask of you to give me the greatest you have.
Alright, let me look in the back. I might have something that might
I
exactly
don't know
what
off
you're
the top
looking
of my head if I have anything special.
Let me see if I have anything special as I browse my catalog of wares.
Like tossing things behind his back.
Yeah,
looking-
I just want
He's
the
looking
whole
through his
session
big
to be
old
a
chest.
pop-up monologue, dude.
That's
all I want. I would like to browse and
always
chase the
interesting.
peppermints.
It's
of
always
Butler.
interesting when Pap opens his mouth. You never know what kind of words are gonna come out.
Never know. Let me
Use it.
see.
Alright, thank you.
Continues to browse his wares.
I'm Seraph.
What's that noise?
The heck was that? Yeah.
Zeph was laughing.
Oh no.
Can't allow that.
Is there a child laughing in the background?
It's his son.
This is the background noise.
Who's 25?
His son. Yeah,
We're at the orphanage.
he's.
Hey, if the 40-year-old gnomes are orphans, dude, the 25-year-old can laugh like a kid.
However aging works in this universe.
My race reaches maturity at 10. I'm like the
Yeah.
opposite of these guys. Mhm.
What race are you?
I'm a shifter.
Oh. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Why is there no value for any of these things?
Probably because you need to unlock it with the DM.
I know, I'm trying to find it on a different website. Oh wait, there we go.
I think I have it on PDF somewhere.
I have it somewhere.
Is it in the Google Drive? That.
Yeah.
Probably. Which document though? There's like 6 of them.
There's like in there.
Shopping episodes. The best thing about Critical Role. Yo, when
All right.
oh, none of you have seen Campaign 1.
Eventually,
I can't make any references.
After
Feels
about-
bad.
10 minutes of searching around in the back of the shop, comes out with a flame tongue greatsword. And he says, because of your quest, I could probably let this bad guy go for around 500 gold.
It's like the opposite of Brandon's pricing.
Because I can't find the price on it.
He would have said 500k.
He would have said 500k, yeah.
Now, this is the greatest weapon you have. Explain to me why it is the greatest before I decide to purchase.
The sword is on fire.
That's
Yeah.
actually a really cool sword.
You speak the keyword and it literally lights
Yeah,
on fire.
okay. You can use a bonus action to speak this magic sword's command word, causing flames to erupt from the blade. These flames shed bright light in a 40-foot radius and dim light. While the sword is ablaze, it deals an extra 2d6 fire damage to any target it hits. The flames last until you use a bonus action to speak the command word again, or until you drop or sheathe the sword.
Perfect. And what does it mean to you, Dylan?
Dylan? The sword?
What does the sword mean to you, Dylan?
I got it for my son many years ago, in hopes that he might become something. But as you can hear in the background, he's still quite a child.
Dylan,
Doesn't mean much to me,
I
although
will
it
be
is
your
still of
child.
great value.
I will be your child. Wow.
I will be your child, and I will do great things. in
Make
the
a
name of
persuasion
you.
check to see if you can persuade him to adopt you.
What is going on?
Plus 17.
17? My
Yeah.
boy.
My boy.
Although you are now my son, I still cannot give this sword away for free.
That's okay. I understand. I want to pay you the price you recently asked, but I wanted to let you know it's going to very noble cause, or socially inept,
To avenge my dead father slices him.
handsome Goliath. So, 500 schmeckles.
Okay. You drop down a money purse full of 500 gold pieces.
I say I need the purse back though.
Yeah. He sits there one by one counting each of the gold. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're in the shop for another 45 minutes as he counts the gold. But when he gets down to it, he realizes that you paid him 1 gold over. And gives you back the gold that you went over.
Okay.
And you now have possession of a flame tongue greatsword.
Oh wait, how do I add that to my thing?
Go to equipment and then just type greatsword and it'll be in there.
You click manage equipment.
Okay. All right, cool. I am done with my
Okay. I was gonna say make sure doesn't he have to attune to it?
Yeah, you have to attune to
yeah,
it, but
we'll do that
he
after
can do
rest.
it tonight. Yeah. So I mean, you can also sell to the man. You have
Oh, really?
2 great swords, I think.
Listen. I have a long sword. I have a long sword plus 1. Those sound interesting to you, but here, before I even discuss why those would be of merit and obvious merit in the sense of their swords, you're a blacksmith and you're selling at great stabs are us. But listen to me. I, in my possession, have the answer to your problems. Colorful rocks. 159. I used one of them to hold the door open because I farted earlier. I can bring that one out and bring you 160. Now, as you can see, these rocks, no one knows this yet, been in the mouths of a great rock gnome.
Okay.
Every night I would put these rocks into his mouth as he lay asleep, and I'd pick him out one by one, drop him onto his tongue, and pull him back out. They have been corroded into this
I feel violent.
slimy texture. And I want to let you know that these colorful rocks have grown to be beautiful geodes with crystals on the inside.
Yeah.
I want to sell you these rocks. 160. 3 gold per.
Oh my gosh.
How does that suit your fancy? Here's the thing. They're just like an Easter egg, if you know what Easter is.
What the?
I want to let you know some of them will bring you great fortune. Some of them will just be filled with saliva.
Oh god.
But one of these has even a greater treasure. A rock gnome tooth that I accidentally pulled out, but by accident and put in the rock.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have all of my teeth.
In the rock.
Check again. Check again.
Make an intelligence check, the rest of us.
Oh my lord.
You suddenly realize one of your teeth has been missing for quite a while.
18.
You realize that you lost a tooth. But you figure it was in one of the battles that you were in within the past couple days. You were attacked by a badger and several
It bit
people.
my ankles.
That's also several people.
I offer to you.
These rocks? Alright. Make me a deception check. Just flat. I would have given you disadvantage, but you sold me. Slightly. On these rocks.
20, not 20, dude.
Natural 20?
Nat 20. Oh my god.
He immediately knowing what these rocks are. This is gonna be great. Okay, 160. Okay, he immediately just gives you back the 500 gold that you have, because it would have been 480. He just drops the pouch back on the table. I'll take them all.
What? Dude?
You should have kept your rocks, Rastaputz, you idiot.
But
You
he
just made
immediately grabs his
500
hammer
rocks.
in an attempt to break open the rock and get the geode, the crystals within. And as his his hammer strikes the rock, it explodes. Oh my gosh. Really? I gotta find the stats for the rocks that I made.
You're
The
lying.
stats for the rocks?
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see.
I knew the rocks had
So-
seven.
You're close enough to these rocks. Okay. All of you around the corner immediately, around the counter, that's all of you, immediately take 8 points of force damage as the rock explodes.
What? I'm still looking around. Do I take damage too?
Yeah. It's it's within a 5-foot radius, so
What?
I
You
told him
just
there'd be
had
something
to.
different in there.
Gosh darn it, man.
alright. Try
He's gonna be
and
like,
see if you
"What?"
can continue to deceive him and convince him that that was just a bad rock. Make another deception check.
That rock was an assault rock.
My
Strictly a
son, why did you
weapon.
lie to me? Bonjour. If he hits another one and I take 8 more points of damage, I'm gonna cry.
13 plus 1, 14.
14. Alright. I'll take your word on it. He picks up his hammer and another
At
rock.
this point, I'd like to back up a couple feet.
Okay. You back up a couple feet.
I would
Before you
rather
get to
lose.
that, do you have any scimitars?
We're about to blow the roof off the place.
Sir, I'll get to you in a moment. I've just made a very, very big investment. I need
Bro,
to
if you
check if it
get outta
pays
here-
out.
The shopkeeper's gonna die before
If you
anybody.
get us kicked out of here, I'm
Bro.
actually
Immediately,
kicked out of here.
another explosion
stab you.
happens. Dealing 3 points of force damage to the shopkeep, Brother Bongiorno, and Doom because he did not leave. He just kept asking for stuff.
Bro, I'm the one that wanted to come here, you trash, and now the guy's gonna die in front of us.
Do you want to try and keep up the deception?
I'll come back later. Clearly, you're busy. I'll walk out the front door.
Dylan, don't you understand? Rocks have great power. They can't be smashed open willy-nilly. Have to be massaged, pushed open with a gentle hand.
Make a deception check.
If he, I'm out of range now, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
I'm literally
13.
waiting outside for them to walk out.
13?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, like he's hungover and just fooling this guy.
He's yeah, but he
He's
rolled
like,
he rolled really well. He wasn't
Dylan,
hungover. He
Dylan.
wasn't
He
hungover.
said, Dylan, dude.
Okay.
Just, it's fine, dude.
I'll take your word on it. He then begins to massage the rocks between his hands. And once
leave?
again, nope, you don't get to. Another 8 points of force damage erupts from the counter. This time, blowing off his hands and knocking him unconscious.
What the hell are those rocks?
Where did you guys get these?
Okay, after this last explosion, I'm walking away. I want no association.
Okay, you get away.
So he's now handless and unconscious.
He's unconscious, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take this time to go in the back and start rummaging around.
Make an investigation check with advantage because he's not getting up anytime soon.
So roll again.
He's bleeding out. You can also try to save him.
Oh, okay. Cool. I know that. Plus, what's investigation? Where's it at? It's right 10.
Yo, actually, I want a stinking scimitar. I kind of want to rummage through things
It's
too.
it's
dude.
too late. You walked away, Dustin.
What the heck?
I want
No,
to
I'm
bandage
the one
his
that wanted
stumps.
to go there, and you guys.
You walked away.
Put candy. I forced
That is
candy
awful.
into his stumps, making candied hands for him.
Make a medication check. Medicine check. What'd you get? 10 total?
10.
Total?
Yeah.
Even though
Oh, plus 2.
previously
Oh, 16.
he pointed out that he had a lot of stock. You can't seem to find much of it. You around back you find 157 colorful rocks.
I'm
No,
taking
no.
those.
No, listen.
I'm taking all of them.
Listen. I'm trying to fix his hands, and then I look at him and I say, "You're not ready for these rocks." That's my goal. I'm trying to teach him a lesson.
Who, the
unconscious.
shopkeep? He's unconscious.
Yeah.
He's lost a
Oh.
lot of blood from his hands exploding. Like he's
Wow.
you're not
Done.
you're not sure if, well, with your medicine check, you're sure he'll live, but you have no idea when he'll wake up. It could be hours, it could be days.
It could be better.
So does he succeed in yoinking those rocks?
You've succeeded in yoinking 157 rocks, yes.
Okay.
You also, around the back, you find 2 more hand axes,
Okay.
20 crossbow bolts,
Okay.
and let's say 3 short swords.
You know, honestly, after
Do I
seeing
find
what
any,
those rocks
what
do,
do they want? Scimitars?
I don't think I want
Scimitars?
it in my pocket.
You find 1 scimitar.
Okay, I'll take the scimitar.
You're gonna leave everything else?
You use the bow.
I don't need 3 short swords and 2 more hand axes, but I'll take the scimitar and the crossbow bolts.
Okay,
How
Make
many,
sure-
how many bolts was it?
20. It's one bundle of crossbow bolt. Okay, with your 16 check, you manage to make candied hands,
Oh, praise God.
but you know that they'll never be functional.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically,
It's for show.
yeah, they're for show. It's
He'll never be able to work again.
He can use his feet.
you can use its feet. Make an intelligence check, Brother Buongiorno.
Or
Colorful rocks?
Yeah, you
oh
think
wait, intelligence. Intelligence is
157.
that's a good one. That's one of my good ones. Oh,
Just-
plus 4, 8.
8? As far as you can tell, he should be able to use his feet.
Yes, I did.
Nice.
I know what that.
I would just like to point
Yo,
out how impressive it was
Yo,
that he
Pop. He had a candy claw for a left hand and a hammer for his right hand, dude.
Ooh, you
Yeah, I'd want to do that. Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, so
Okay.
he has a claw for one hand, and
Hammer.
a hammer made out of like one of those jawbreakers from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
And I
Bro,
leave.
I want him looking like Torb 5.
You want him to look
I
like
leave-
Torb?
I
Okay.
leave
Yeah,
him a
with like
note.
the molten.
He is
hand.
the okay, yeah, sure.
I want to leave him a note, and it says, "You weren't ready, my father, comma. You will never hold your children again. But you will always be able to work." Heart face.
Okay, I'm not gonna actually add these. I'm just gonna write it down somewhere because it's only adding.
You can add 20 at once, I believe.
It'll only let me add 10. So, yeah,
You only have 20.
I thought you said I found all of them.
The crossbow bolts, you only found 20.
Oh no, I'm talking about the colorful rocks. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's 150,
Yeah.
57.
But it'll only let me
Colorful
add 10
rocks.
at a
Yeah.
time, and it's-
Yeah, there's no item for that, so just put it in your
You might
notes.
just do custom
There
items.
is-
Yeah, just put it in your notes.
I'll try to have a custom item for next time.
Alright.
I've just been using custom items with like real brief descriptions.
Yeah,
So there.
I have a legit one made up. It's just not in this campaign.
157.
Okay.
You're very brave, Kyle, to put those rocks in your pocket.
They've had them in their pockets for a couple days.
How have you not lost your butt cheeks?
I
Yo,
know what they are
I'm
now.
tempted to just from afar, dude, just throw something to hit the pocket.
And he just blows Sky up.
Yeah, he'd die. He would,
Him and
Yo,
everybody in 20-foot
Yo,
radius.
can I Eldritch Blast his pocket, dude?
I will not allow you to just kill him, unfortunately.
Alright.
Yo, just bits of gnome flying everywhere.
You'd probably effectively blow up a good portion of the city. 157 force grenades exploding at once.
Yo, but if I hit a crit, nobody would remember.
Nobody would remember that the town existed.
Chris would remember he had a brother. His twin brother wouldn't recognize that he's.
Hey,
Oh, that's
hey,
good
I got a
stuff.
scimitar for you.
He doesn't know that.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't
My
know.
character
You
doesn't
don't know that.
Although you don't know that he stole it either, so if you
Yeah, he just You don't know that he has the rocks. That's true.
you'd go to just like
yo,
turn and like sting him on the butt, and he just explodes.
yo, just I give him the after the game little pat on the butt. Just, thanks, bro.
Good job, buddy.
Everybody dies, not just him. You would die.
Oh, we'll have a very specific number on a percentile die. That whenever he gets hit, he explodes.
Yo, yes, dude. Yes.
Is
What's
it
the number?
cumulative points? So
I'm not
if
gonna
we
tell
hit
you the
him, like,
number.
3 times in the same round.
I'm not gonna tell you the number.
What am I doing? I'm at the tavern right now.
Okay,
Well, we're just wrapping up here.
I need,
I want to try.
Will
like, is there
Fizz
another
and Brother
shop to go to?
Bongiorno to make a stealth check as you leave the Abzaras.
I
I
need
want
to
to
make a
go.
stealth check.
There was 3 loud explosions that came from inside, yeah.
I'm not very stealthy.
I mean, is that uncommon?
Pop rocks Emporium!
13.
He's a blacksmith, but it's not known to have explosions.
Yo, I kind of wonder. I want to go toss one of the rocks into the rock shop and just.
You don't want to kill Brando off. Brando!
Oh,
The only guy who's actually had a voice.
Did you say you wanted to do a stealth check?
Will Fizz and
Brother-
Brother Bongiorno.
Yep, that's happening.
I did 13.
13?
Five. I'm looking for an armor shop. I want to try and find some studded leather
Okay.
armor.
21.
21?
Yep.
Will Fizz gets out just fine. With his small rock gnome self. Even if he was caught, all they would see is a bag full of rocks. They wouldn't really think of anything of it. But Brother Bongiorno, you just barely managed to make it around the corner. But you do see one of the town guards running towards the shop.
Oh no, dude. Oh no, you left a note saying he was his son, dude.
Did you really?
He did!
What did you do? You left a note saying what?
That it was his son. You see moments later as they drag out a child, a 25-year-old man, and drag him down the street to the law office.
Oh, the second person you've wrongfully put in prison.
It's my job.
I forgot about that.
Listen,
Yeah.
Wolfiz. Listen.
Yeah.
There's a rock emporium up ahead. These rocks are far too dangerous as we've seen. I've created something far too dangerous with your saliva. Brother's saliva. You need to sell these and get walking.
I think I'm gonna hold on to him for a little while.
Oh lord, you're an idiot. A badger's gonna bite your pocket and you're done.
They only bite ankles so far.
I'm gonna
So
put that
far.
little
So
tag
far.
on your ankle.
What's going on with me?
Okay. you managed to find a tavern,
Salt.
nicely gnomed, the salted gnome. What exactly do you want to accomplish at the tavern?
Okay, what time of day is it again?
It's probably like midday, around noon, because you guys left quite
Okay.
early in the morning.
Do I see anybody in the tavern? Like, okay, so let's see, where is it? Holy cow, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So in my background, I have criminal contact as a feat. Do I see my contact or a contact to get to the criminal chain? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Anybody that could be connected to shifty work or in the criminal business.
Make an investigation check.
You need to name the group you're associated with. That makes it a lot easier. The clasp, that's what Brandon uses. Clasp.
Okay. I mean, I'm a thief rogue, so it would make sense to be Thieves Guild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you basically what I'm saying is name the Thieves Guild. The clasp is what my buddy uses for our campaign.
But I mean, I've just recently become a thief. I don't think I've actually come in contact with the Thieves Guild yet.
Well,
That's your choice.
what's your background
That
as
could
a
be the reason
criminal
you were in the
background?
freaking orphanage
Yeah,
for
it's
40
a
years.
criminal. It's a criminal spy background, and my feat is criminal contact. I have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as a liaison to a network of other criminals.
Okay, so for the
You
sake
know
of
how to get-
the narrative, we'll say that you know somebody.
Okay.
Okay, so make an investigation check with advantage because you know who you're looking for.
Okay.
Klaus. Klaus is his.
11.
11.
Yeah.
You look around, and you search, and eventually you see in the corner of the tavern there's a man that you recognize sitting there.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to him and is he in a corner? You said?
Yeah, he's in the corner of the back table.
Okay. I'm gonna sit. Would he know Thieves Can't?
Yeah. He's your
Okay,
criminal
so I'm gonna-
contact.
I'm gonna sit next to him on the next table over, and in Thieves Can't, I'm going to I'm just gonna set up the pouch of powder that I found on the old man. Do you remember that?
The drugs?
Yes. I'm
Do you
gonna
remember
set
what it
that-
was? I can't remember.
I do remember what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
But
Pappy's
I'm not gonna. I'm
powder
not
or
gonna say-
whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna set that on the bench next to me. And in Thieves Can't, I'm gonna say see what you can find out about this. Is there any other see if there's any other uses for it? If it could be a poison, or if it can be turned into a poison, or something along those lines. And I'd tell him I'll be in town for another day, 2 days.
Just a day.
Yeah, tell him I leave tomorrow, and see how fast he can get it. To me.
Okay, I mean, he immediately looks in the bag, gives it a smell, and he ties it back up and throws it back at you. And in Thieves' Cant, he says, "You know exactly what this is, you weirdo."
So the answer to your question is no. There's no
Well, I
other-
mean, could it be turned into something using the chemicals that's in the?
I guess if you gave someone a really high dose of the stuff, they might die.
stroke out.
Uh,
They die of a lack of blood to the brain.
Okay.
Okay, Hawk, so I picked a random drug from a list, and it turns out it was basically Viagra. So.
It was Pappy's pop-up powder.
I thought it sounded funny, and yeah, so you could
Something like that, dude.
somebody could die from an overdose to it, yeah.
This just gets better and better. Like, you're-
Okay, and then I also ask him, I show him one of the rocks and see if he knows anything about it.
Just looks like a rock to me.
Okay.
yeah,
I
pretty much.
you
don't want it to get that far, though.
I call over the barmaid and I order him a drink as I walk off.
Okay, it costs you about
Put anything in this
one
drink?
silver. It'll cost you to order him a drink.
Silver, all I have is gold. What's the
It's about
10?
10 silver to gold. I'll let you. We'll say the barmaid broke it down for you.
I'll just give him 1 gold and tell the barmaid to keep the rest.
Okay.
And then I asked the barmaid as I'm leaving if there's a place that has jewelry or rocks or anything like that in town.
Let the record show I am gone by the time he gets there.
You could you could probably go
pop rock.
check. We do have one shop. You could probably go check in with Rando over at the Shiny Rock Emporium. He might have something you're looking for. He doesn't get much customers and he doesn't have much of a stock, but he's known to have a few nice items.
A little more than a homeless man.
Mostly rocks.
Okay. Okay. I thank her and I walk out of the tavern and start heading towards the Shiny Rock Emporium.
Okay. While you're on your journey, okay, Dustin, you wanted to find an armor shop?
Yeah, I'm looking for somewhere I can get some studded leather armor.
Okay. You managed to find one. And according to the chat, it is named. What's the name of this armor shop, chat? And the owner, if you want to name him.
Art.
Art? Is that what you
Doom,
said?
Come on.
Bajorno,
TJ's
and I all
TJ's
together
in here. TJ.
No, Doom split off.
He's ahead of. Okay.
He's just split off. He left before you guys blew off the man's hands.
Your
body.
Your body is ready.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Are we really?
You walk into.
Oh.
Okay.
Old Man Jenkins
We'll,
armor.
we'll say it's Old Man Jenkins Armor Emporium with the tagline at the bottom. Your body is ready. Alright, you make your way into the shop and you see, with surprise on your face, not an old man, but a young man sitting behind the counter.
Young man.
So he's probably in his 30s, versus the idea you had in your mind of like a 70-year-old man
His body is.
at the back of the shop. But he talks like an old man. Oh, what can I do you for? Welcome to. I'll tell you, you look like your body is ready.
Yes, it's ready for some studded leather armor. Do you have any by chance?
leather.
Oh, studded leather armor. Let me take a look at my catalog. As he searches.
It's 5 searches for the second stab.
He's a leprechaun.
Yes, he's a leprechaun. Welcome to.
Delicious.
It's magically delicious.
Your body.
Your body is ready. I happen to have
Yo,
exactly what you need.
I need Buongiorno to come find me so he can show the candy and make puns, dude.
He's a-
Okay.
I happen to have exactly what you need. And we actually have it in multiple colors if you would enjoy. We can dye
What
it to any
colors?
color you want. Any color. You name it, we got it.
There you
And what do you have just in stock right now? What's ready to go?
Just the basic studded leather armor, but
that's
we
all
specialize in dyeing it. It would be of no cost extra.
You know what? I'll test it out, and I might come back to dye it later.
It could be much harder to dye later with all those battle scars on it.
I'm okay with that. I'll buy a new set if I need to.
Okay.
Well, this set's 1,000,000 coins.
This is 400. No. It's we have it written down at about 50 gold for a set of studded leather armor.
I'll take it.
All right.
Kill him like I did with my guy.
Are you sure you don't want it dyed? Wouldn't take that long.
You know, I'm good.
All right.
Don't want to get it Dallas Fuel colored.
Listen.
It's a rain.
Okay. And by chance, do you have a shield?
I think we may. Just have to check the price for you. Yes, we happen to have a few shields. It costs you roughly around 15 gold for a shield.
15 gold, you say?
15, yes. We can also dye that for you if you'd like.
I'll take the basic and come back for another set of that as well.
All right.
Alright, and that's the end. What I need to get done.
Okay. As you leave the shop, you hear him yell out, "I'd be willing to dye your shoes as well."
Thanks!
Okay. You leave the shop.
I kind of gather the boys and Ash, and
I'm going to the rock shop.
Yeah, he's going to the rock shop.
I gather everyone that's in here, and I say, "Listen, you need to leave. There's been a great misfortune. Long story short, I put these rocks and Rastafoot's mouth, and they blow up now. Will Fizz has a bunch of them. A man is dead and has candy. You need to leave." And that's about all I can provide you with. I'm horribly hurt.
That is true. We're all hurt.
We're all actually in pain.
Why don't we go to the?
You still have to go to the bathhouse, by the
tavern and
way.
get some food or something. And heal.
Yeah, I'm at the bathhouse. That's
We're at
when
the
I left our
bathhouse.
place.
Okay.
I went that.
All right, yeah, I'm down for that.
All right, before you get to the bathhouse.
So a bunch of girls just chilling in the bath, like, guys, we need to leave. By the way,
By the way, I may have killed a man. So, Rastafoots, you finally find your way to Brando's Shiny Rock Emporium. It takes you a little while because it's really kind of out of the way on the edge of town. As you make your way in, you hear Brando greet you. "Welcome to Brando's Shiny Rock Emporium. How can I help you?"
I put the rocks on the counter, and I ask him if he recognizes any of them or anything distinctive about them.
Why, it's quite colorful rock, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know anything about it? Like what kind of rock it is, or what it's made of, or...
I don't
You've
know
seen
anything
them
about rocks.
before?
I merely shine them.
What leads you to believe he knows anything about rocks? Would it be this giant shiny rock emporium he works at?
Do you know anybody that might be able to identify these, or what they're made of, or know a little bit more information about them?
Yes, if you think there's something special about them, you could
I'm just trying to figure out what they're made of, if they're
Take
worth
'em.
anything.
Do they bounce?
Do they bounce? Bounce on my
I'll tell you
daddy.
what. If you give me some time, I can shine one of the rocks for you. And depending on how shiny they look, I may be willing to give you some coin for it.
I don't want coin. I just want to know what they are, what they're made of.
I just know how to shine.
I just keep imagining you like walking out and from the inside,
Right?
He's just shining it.
I guess if you really wanted to see exactly what they're made of, you could at some point find some sort of enchanter and have them take a look at it, but we don't have any here in Balsafu. You'd have to go to
Okay.
the city, find someone like that.
And what city would that be?
I don't know. Dustin, where's your map?
It's in your DM somewhere,
Let me look.
brother.
There's actually a city named. I just don't have it.
Hold on, I'll find
See,
it.
I got it. I can't read it.
I'll know what it is. Hold on.
What is that? Rianthro.
What?
Yeah, that's the capital, so that would be the major one.
Yeah. Rianthro.
R-I?
Brionthrell.
You guys can look at the.
T-H-E...
You guys can
T-H-R-E-L-L?
look in the Discord group chat, and there's the map of the country we're currently playing in.
Oh lord. Oh. Oh, I spelled that
I'm-
horribly wrong.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure Zeph may have seen this map at some point.
Yes, but it was not one of the ones that I was working on.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you were working on
I
another one.
thank him and I walk out of the store. But before I leave, I ask about armor as well.
You ask him if there's an armor shop.
Yeah.
You go speak to Old Man Jenkins.
I was
Is-
working on Byron.
He'll let you know whether or not your body's ready.
And which way is that?
Close to the center of town.
That away.
Okay. I'm gonna go there.
You're going everywhere everybody else has been.
Yeah, I
Alone.
know.
All alone because you had to go to the tavern, dude.
And given the fact that they blew somebody's hands off, I think that was the right call.
They got away with it. Thank you very much. Alright, you walk up to Old Man's, what's it called? Old Man Jenkins. Hag? I have to talk to him. Old Man Jenkins Armor Emporium. The tagline. Your body is ready. Hello! Welcome to Old Man Jenkins Armor Emporium. I'll let you know if your body's ready.
Awesome. Do you have any studded leather?
Why, we have a few left. Somebody just came in and bought some. You wanted some, studded leather. It'd probably cost you around 50 gold. We can dye it for you if you want.
Is it extra to dye it?
Diet with the blood of my enemies.
It's without cost.
Okay. Is there a discount if I buy multiple?
If you buy multiple studded leather armors,
Yeah, if I bought two, would you give me a discount?
make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 20 total.
20, 30, 20. Alright, if you were willing to purchase two, I guess I could knock the price down to 90 gold total for two.
Can you do 80?
jeez, dude.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage
With disadvantage?
for trying to abuse Old Man Jenkins.
Oh my. Abuse? I'm haggling.
Yeah, he's already been a nice man, and you're making him, trying to get him to give two for free.
What are you talking about?
Hey.
14.
14? Best I can do is 90.
Okay. I give him the 90 gold, and I ask for one of them to be dyed as black, like as dark black as they possibly can get.
Okay. He he comes back. He's like, it'll take about a half hour to dye it, but you there's a seat over there where you can just sit down and rest. We got
Yeah.
some
Get the other
magazines.
one like as wide as it'll go, dude. Polar opposites.
He
Do
said
it,
90.
90 gold.
Chris. Do it, Chris.
So just one black it can be.
You can get both as black as can be, and then your twins will be twins.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, whatever. Just as dark black as you can get.
Or just
and
one.
Both. Just do both
Okay.
of them. And then I also ask him about a hooded cloak, if he has a hooded cloak.
A hooded cloak. We got a cloak. It's just a basic cloak. It'll cost you about 5 gold. If you wanted to get a cloak, I could dye it for you as well.
Yeah, make that as black as you can get.
Okay. You wait about a half hour sitting in
I
the
hope
lobby.
they turn pink. Make them
No,
pink.
they
please.
come out. Let me make him make a performance check.
Yeah, do a performance check.
Okay. Yeah, you did pretty good.
Dang it.
They come out and they're like Vanta black.
Or
Like
what?
Vanta, like void of all color,
Avoid of all light.
all light.
Awesome. That
And
works.
it's you're gonna have to make you're gonna have to make a stinking survival check to try and put it on because it's so dark you can't even tell where the edges are.
Wrap yourself up and strangle yourself in your cloak on accident.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous what you've just bought.
A 4. Come on.
Guys, instantly
Okay, let's see.
followed up by his own cloak.
It takes you 35 minutes to put the thing on.
That's fine.
Okay, is that all you want to do?
I just so you guys know I have like 5 minutes.
And then
My
the
bedtime was
armor,
an hour, 2 hours ago.
Oh no.
the armor, the leather armor that I was wearing, can I sell that to him?
Used
Certainly try.
used leather armor. Okay. Give me a second. Looks through his catalog to see how much leather armor is worth.
I'm gonna have to find the DM guide PDF and like send you a screenshot of the items page.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, D&D Beyond has most of it, but they don't have like magic items.
You don't have the prices though.
They do
Oh, do they?
for most things, not magic items though, for some reason. But give you about 4 gold for your old armor. Gotta make a
Sounds
profit
fair.
off of it.
Sounds
Alright.
fair.
Gives you 4 gold.
Should try to get a
Okay.
trade-in bonus.
Too late. You already bought.
Yeah.
He's been there for an hour.
I'm not too worried about.
I have it in PDF too, TJ. The biggest thing is being able to search the PDF.
Control F.
Like the one I have, I don't think allows you to search. I'll have to look again. We just kind of do
Okay.
things on whim here, so I don't have it like set up.
Okay, now I'm gonna go to the bathhouse to get ready for tomorrow.
Okay, most of you.
Did I get a short rest in while he was doing that armor stuff?
No, you were struggling to put
Yeah,
your
yeah,
armor on, man.
No, while he was
A
dying,
short
he
rest
just-
is like an hour, so it was only a half hour you were waiting, and then you struggled a lot trying to
A little while.
trying to put on your armor. When you go to the you're gonna have to take it off at the bathhouse, by the way, and put it back on. But I'm okay. You've all arrived at the bathhouse.
I mean, I could not put it on until after the bath. I have common clothes in my inventory.
It's
You already put
Fresh.
it on.
Yeah,
Dude.
you already put it on though.
you already put it on, yeah,
That's
Oh,
right.
okay.
and it's.
No,
That's right.
I wouldn't get in the water with it because it is freshly dyed leather armor.
Well, yeah, duh.
the water would turn to black.
you make an intelligence check real quick.
No.
I want to see something.
No.
What is
And you
that's a
said
terrible thing to hear
intelligence?
from
Yeah.
the DM.
16.
16. Looking at it, you can't actually tell it's studded leather armor. But once you put it on, you can feel that it's studded leather. It's so black you can't tell that it's studded
Okay.
leather from
What?
view.
What were you checking?
I wanted to see if you knew it was studded leather armor or not. That's all I wanted to see. Nothing was gonna happen. I just wanted to see if. Because if you rolled low enough, you would have thought you were cheated and went back in and demanded studded leather armor.
Okay.
Okay, so to be in the bathhouse, there's a communal bath, which would cost you about 5 silver to just hop in the communal bath. Or you can get a private room for an hour for around 1 gold piece.
Deal.
Private.
Private.
Yeah.
Y'all want private room?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go into a private room and you have a good wash. You're not covered in badger meat, badger blood. Brother Bongiorno, as you get in the water, it almost stained red, and they have to come in and clean the water so that you can actually wash because you're so covered in badger blood and chunks of meat, and your ankle is just ripped to
Can we get a
shreds.
short rest while we're.
Yeah, you get a short rest because you're very peacefully sitting in a bath, a warm bath, just relaxing.
I'm gonna look around the room and see if I can find anything of value.
Make an
Dear
investigation
Lord.
check.
Bathhouse?
You said it. Hold on.
Investigation.
Mine's just- Never mind. I have a horrible joke. Oh, he's on the wrong thing.
15.
15. You notice several small items. There's a candelabra that you.
Okay, simple words. I don't know what that is.
It's a candle. It's a candle
What's up,
holder with.
PJ?
It's got like
Okay.
several.
Okay, I got you.
You.
Kind of like the French guy from
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yes,
Gotcha.
that's exactly what.
He starts to speak to you. No. At glance, you think it's a silver candelabra.
Okay.
And there's also like a few small vases that you think if you take, they might be of value, but it might be a little bit harder to sneak out with
Okay.
a few vases. Just the candelabra, though, you think you can make it out.
Stop stealing things for a second. I gotta finish this up. I gotta go to bed.
If you need to bail, you can. I don't think anything will happen that you'll miss.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, it's pretty much you're gonna
I
go
mean,
to the tavern and stay the night.
yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will
If you
go
have to
the
dip out, go
tavern
for it.
early. I'll get a long, long boy rest.
Says the guy who's like, "We gotta get out of here, boys."
We
gotta leave.
you blew up a
Y'all
man's
are,
head.
like, wanted for murder.
No, they're
This is
not.
something
They're
I'm
not. They
gonna-
found the
No.
criminal that they suspect committed the
Yeah.
crime.
They
Because
definitely.
Pop left a note saying that the son did it, not referring to the actual son, but himself. that, that everyone
thought I
didn't know.
I thought I was doing good, dude.
No,
Yo,
you
what-
were. For you, that was
You
good.
blew up a man's hands.
The luck
None
that
of you
nobody-
looked at the rocks.
The fact that we got away with that without somebody walking in, there's nobody else in there while we were there, like.
Right.
The fact that nobody came
talk
running
about
after the first
lucky,
explosion.
dude.
Well, it is a
Holy-
blacksmith, so the first explosion, they might have just assumed that it was like something falling over, but a third explosion was a
I
Big
just
bit.
explosion.
bit
Oh, it's probably
suspicious.
just something that fell.
Kept just
What?
being on those rocks. Alright, I'm gonna hop off, guys. I'll catch you.
See you, Peppa.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you, bud. So the only other thing I want to find is a slingshot.
You want to find a slingshot?
Yeah.
See
We
if
can
you...
just say I found it.
No, it's you have to go to the general store.
Okay, I go to the general store. What's the name of the general store? Fife?
Chat.
Chat, name the general store and the owner.
Name the general store. Chat.
It's Chat. Can be.
This slingshot's gonna be a backup plan so the gnomes don't mess with me.
Instead of Eldritch.
Walmart. Okay. You go to Walmart. And you find Jake sitting at the front desk.
I too would like to go to Walmart.
Jake from State Farm.
Hey, Jake.
I actually
how's
have a
it
friend
going,
named
bud?
Jake too, who's at the... How'd you know my name?
It said it on the sign out front.
There's no sign up front.
This isn't even my store. I just work here.
Dude, you got a name tag on.
Well, look, I asked.
Okay, yeah, he
I
does have a
asked
name tag.
around, looking for a general store. Guy said, "Go see Jake here at Walmart."
Okay.
Here I am.
Well,
I'm looking for a slingshot.
there might be one around.
If there's two around,
Of-
I'll
of
give
a-
you a
of a-
scimitar for it.
Scimitar's worth way more than... Alright, you
take
gather
that.
a slingshot's
Very
probably
special ammunition.
like 5 silver for a slingshot.
Okay, I'll take 2.
Okay. You 2 to him and he doesn't even bother counting the money. Just throws it into a sack to the side.
All 2 of them. That would be rough to count.
It's a total of 10 silver.
Oh, I thought you said 2.
No, it's
I'm
5.
tired, man.
He's buying two slingshots.
Oh.
You can start slinging these rocks everywhere.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm gonna trade Wilfiz's slingshot for a scimitar.
Okay. You exchange items.
Is there a difference?
By
between-
chance,
is
this
it
isn't a
sling and
magical
slingshot?
scimitar, is it?
Yes,
Is there
slingshot? You go thoink, and a sling you go. Frrrr.
Okay. 'cause
is there actually one of those in the list?
I don't know.
There's
There's
a
a
sling.
sling.
Then
I don't know about
just
slingshot.
I'm
just
just
have it
gonna
be the
mark
sling.
sling.
Just be the sling.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Alright.
Okay, that's all I had.
alright. As the night winds down, you all find yourself in the tavern to find a place to stay. You can stay up and have a few drinks if you'd like, but Brother Bongiorno has already made his way up to bed. After a long day of
I'm gonna
ruining
go.
lives.
I'm gonna go rest and contemplate life a little more. I'm also gonna focus on the new sword and the scimitar, and just kind of like, I don't know. I'm gonna make it my hex weapon, pact weapon, but I don't want to really know that it's gonna transfer the abilities. I'm just like, at this point, I'm theory crafting on why my longsword keeps making things disappear. You get me?
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, for each room, it'll cost each of you about 5 silver. Stay the night. You can share rooms if you want and split the cost.
5 silver, and that's and then also the gold that we spent for the bath, right?
Yeah.
Does that work? How do you remove 5 silver?
Oh, that's
5 silver.
you just minus 1 gold, and then add.
Yeah,
5
so
silver.
1 gold is about 10 silver.
Yeah, it's 10 silver.
So since it's an established shop, they're able to break it down. So just take away gold and
You,
add 5 silver, basically.
nice.
And when we're in the room, I'm gonna give him after the bath, I just changed into common clothes because I had a feeling I would take forever to put my.
It depends.
So when we get back to the hotel room or the tavern room, I'm gonna give him his studded armor, and then I'm gonna put mine on.
Okay, you're gonna put yours on?
Yeah, like I'm gonna
go to
put
sleep?
on.
Okay.
I mean,
Takes you 41 minutes before you go to bed. Put your armor back on.
okay.
Rufus, do you want to
Isn't-
put your
is he
armor
never
on?
gonna get better at
Takes
that?
him
I'll
an
put mine on in the
actual
morning.
hour.
You put your armor in the morning. I'm just rolling percentile die. So you can take up to 99 minutes to put your armor on.
Jeez.
It's Vanta Black. You can never get proficient in finding stuff on Vanta Black. It's pure
fair.
darkness.
Do it
Gonna
by
help us
feel.
sneak around later though, so
Do it by feel.
Yeah, he'll get proficient eventually, but he's only put it on twice, and he only had it on for like 30 minutes before he took it off again.
Yeah, but yeah, do we get advantage on stealth checks now?
Yeah.
Hey.
Why did you both? Only one of them was
'Cause I
black.
bought two
No,
sets.
he got them both.
He did both.
You said one of them. was
Last
black.
minute, he changed his mind
Yeah, I
to
changed my mind.
and had him make it anti-black.
nice.
Hey, wait. If it's that kind of black, does my I have like semi night vision. Is that something that would be weird?
It's weird to look at because it's Vanta Black. It absorbs all light,
Okay.
so they just look like kind of big black blobs floating, in arms attached, just floating in the air. So.
Okay.
I mean, they don't have sleeves or anything like that. I would imagine that they're. Well, I have the cloak.
I have a
It-
cloak.
It's got. Okay, yeah. You definitely get advantage there, Zoinks, because you have the cloak as well.
You might want to go get a cloak in the morning.
I have my badger cloak. Does that help?
Oh, yeah, that's true. You have the badger cloak. I forgot about that.
I still have Paul's cloak.
Listen, in the morning, you can see if he would be interested in dyeing it for you.
So right now you have just like this one little triangle of Fanta Black armor with your badger cloak on top.
He didn't put the armor on yet, but eventually.
Yeah, but yes, when I put it on, yeah, essentially.
Yeah, I forgot that you made Paul into it. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Made his deceased badger into a cloak. A very
You
small
couldn't do
cloak.
anything with the second badger.
No,
It
apparently
just
not.
faded from existence.
No, it didn't. Y'all ate it, you doof.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, the second one faded from existence. The
Yeah,
third
second
one got
faded
eaten.
from existence. The second one was in your bedroll.
It didn't fade from existence.
Oh,
It
that is-
never existed.
That is
It
true.
was.
You don't
thrown
know
out of
that it was
existence.
there.
I forgot that I tried 3 times.
So as far as you know, it was the second badger or whatever that was fried.
That is true.
Because there was
That
one
is
that
true.
never existed in your mind. It only exists to Doom. Barely in his mind.
Can I make a Can I make like a dog whistle out of glass?
You could attempt. Where you gonna get? Where you gonna get the glass this time? Let's ask that before.
Is it not? I don't know. Someone in the chat made a good point. If I've got a glass blowing toolkit, do I not have glass in the toolkit?
You might have, but I'd assume you used it.
Roll an intelligence check. to
Yeah,
know
roll
if
an
you-
intelligence check to see what you have in your glass blower's toolkit.
Alright.
Let me actually look at the
See if you're
toolkit.
See if you're smart enough to actually carry it with you.
19 plus 4.
I say smart enough. Wait, that
You're-
was
you're-
intelligence
you're-
roll again. We meant wisdom.
No. You're smart enough to know that it is in fact just tools.
Dang it.
Just go downstairs.
It would have said glass blower's toolkit plus glass.
We're still in the bathhouse, right?
No.
No, you're in the
No, we're
hotel.
at the tavern. Well, you would
Tavern.
still be at the bathhouse, but you got quite.
If
the,
you've been in
tavern.
if you've been in this, you're gonna make a strength check to see whether or not you drowned. So you left. 'Cause that's
Yeah, either that or you're paying like 27 gold. For
yeah,
the
they're just
hours you spent
charging
there.
you. Yeah,
This is true.
you fall asleep and spend the night there.
Alright, yeah, can I go like try to buy some glass mugs?
The only place open at this time is the tavern itself.
Exactly.
And-
He's trying to go buy him. A
They only
glass
have
of-
like wooden and metal tankards. It's not a very expensive establishment.
Is there anything of glass around me?
Around you, yeah, there's like vases and stuff like that in the room and
He's
Cut
gonna
out,
yoink
in
a
the
face.
halls with flowers and stuff in them.
I'm not sharing a room with that guy.
There's what? You cut out.
There's like vases and stuff around the tavern that like there's one in your room. It's got some flowers. There's some in the halls and stuff like that.
Okay. Can I use the
He's
one
just
in
gonna
my
take
room?
the vase from his room and just. go to
Sure,
town,
you
dude.
take the one in your room. Make a performance check to see how well you. What are you trying to make first?
Like
A dog whistle? Specifically a dog whistle.
Well, just like a high pitched whistle.
Okay.
He wants a badger whistle.
A
badger
He's
whistle.
just trying to work on it.
Okay, make a performance check.
That's where this is going. Is he wants a badger whistle so he can train Paul 3.0.
Okay, make
That's
yeah,
funny, bro.
natural 20. Okay.
Plus 3, but I don't
Okay.
know if that matters.
Nat 20.
Also make an
Nat 20.
animal handling check to see if you know what a badger sounds like. Like to know like what noise would quell a badger.
What intelligence you said?
Animal handling.
Oh, animal handling. 13.
13. You've encountered a couple badgers, and as far as you know, these will calm the badger.
It won't know till you try it.
You won't know till you try.
Alright.
Hashtag badger whistle.
So I
in the
made
chat.
like an amazing badger whistle.
It's a really finely crafted whistle that you think will calm a badger.
Okay.
We're gonna wake up and he's gonna be gone trying to get a pet badger. None of us will have an idea where he's
Yeah,
at.
but if you ever get tired of the badger, you just crit it.
Exactly. But he doesn't know that I do it, so he's gonna keep trying.
He doesn't know. You just crit his whistle. Crit to break his whistle, Dustin.
He'll keep going. He'll keep going because of ignorance, dude.
if you crit hard enough, are you gonna just destroy his entire like blow his glass blowing kit out of existence?
Don't even say that.
That's up
Why
to
is
the
everyone
DM.
picking on Kyle?
That's up to the DM.
It would try. It'd have to depend. It would depend.
5. Does
Hmm.
anything interesting or unusual happen through the night?
Make a perception
No, 'cause
check.
It's your other tune that's hunted by a devil.
Make just a perception.
Nothing like that's happened yet. Unless the crown guards figure out that the sun didn't actually do it.
It's okay, because it's 2 out of the 5 of us associated.
14.
14.
I'm fine. I don't know what all y'all are doing.
I'm
You
sleeping like
in
a
the middle of the
baby.
night, you hear a loud noise out in the hallway that wakes you up.
Okay. I'm gonna go check and like open the door and peek out in the hall and see what's going on.
As you open the door, you quickly notice that there's a man who has been throwing up everywhere because he's drank so much. I need you to make a
What?
dexterity saving throw.
Is it Brother Bongiorno?
No,
Striking
he
again?
went straight to bed.
15.
You just barely dodge as he slightly projectile vomits in your general direction because he heard the door open. And he turned his head, and as he turned his head, more came out. But you managed to dodge it. There's a little bit in your room now.
Lovely.
Other than that, nothing else happens throughout the night. And before morning comes, that's where we'll end the night session.
Can we take a long rest? Because I'll forget if we wait.
Yeah, make sure you take
Yeah,
a
it's
long
the whole
rest.
point of nighttime.
Yeah.
That's the point of this.
Okay.
Um.
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess
I'm
I'll add
interested to
weird
see where my
rest at
backstory
first.
goes, Fly.
I'm
So am
interested
I.
as well.
Notes.
Kill the ambiance music.
What, you don't like listening to random people in the
Cityscapes?
background?
No.
the,
I was
the
waiting
random
for us to
kids laughing
say-
in the background.
I was waiting for us to say, hey, we're leaving so I could change the music again. I legit have a...
We managed to spend the entire session in town.
I have a...
I didn't think it
have
was-
an
Some events
RPG.
happen.
I didn't think it was going to
I
be
have
that
a
long.
playlist for Tavern, a playlist for Dungeons, a playlist for Combat, and a playlist for just general travels.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure blowing the dude's hands off took up half of the session.
It did take up quite a long time.
Pat,
Yeah.
oh my
So,
goodness.
Pipe, are you gonna DM again next week?
Probably, to be honest. Because once again, we didn't get where I wanted to go. Because y'all
We
spent...
still haven't gone through the wedding, dude.
I know!
That's tomorrow.
You have the wedding
Like-
to do still.
The only thing that I wanted to do was go buy a separate weapon that wasn't my longsword, so I could test the whole crit theory, because that's where my character would go with it.
Well, you have a scimitar.
I did.
I've got a
I
sling
did.
with some very
And
powerful
then-
rocks.
And we also did a whole bunch of other stuff, and I have a slingshot that messed the gnomes over with.
This is gonna be very
Oh,
interesting.
it's gonna be a shot and a half, let me tell you.
Yeah, oh, I'm glad you guys kind of finally figured out what the rocks are for.
The
Yo,
hard
but-
way.
Just imagine if him putting the rocks in your mouth had like got you to bite on it.
That's
The
what I'm saying,
fact
Chris ate 3 of
that
them.
he went
Like,
perfectly
how?
down the path of a geode inside of the rock. I was like, this man has to hit the rock with his hammer now, and it's gonna happen. You guys almost died to the rock. Pap took 19 damage from rocks exploding.
How- like, okay. I'm just curious here.
That was
Like, Because
fantastic.
he force fed the gnomes those rocks last session, did he
He
not?
force-fed Chris the rock.
Yeah,
How did they not explode in his mouth?
you don't know.
He's a rock gnome.
You still
Like,
took
I'm
damage from
thinking-
it though.
I'm thinking one of those rocks like touches his teeth or hits his tongue and then the top of his mouth and then his jaw.
Well, they've
explode
also
off.
been inside your guys' bags
Yeah. Like, it's not
throughout
that
many
big.
combats.
What made that guy so special, dude?
He hit it with a hammer. A
He
blacksmith's hammer.
massages it,
The other one, he was just going like.
He
this,
has
though.
very muscular hands. He's a blacksmith.
How did the Goliath
There is
pick
literally
up
no
the rock?
difference between his hands and his hammer.
His hands are now a hammer. That's basically the same thing.
How did the Goliath even pick it up then?
You don't know.
You're obviously not as strong as the
Well,
blacksmith.
Jordan has very delicate hands.
He's
for
not a
giant.
blacksmith. He actually has I think, a really low strength. Or no, somebody else has it. Yeah, his strength isn't that high.
Who's the strongest in the group? What's you guys' strength?
Not me.
Next to nothing.
Pap is
Mine's
14.
9.
I'm 13.
I'm 12.
Probably Mama Cozy. Mega
Mine's
Lol
10.
is. It's.
Did you just have my character sheet pulled up?
I have the
I have all
The
of
list.
them.
You can look at them on the stream. Like you can with the
Oh yeah.
thing we have, you can click on it and it tells you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the cool thing. It's always up there, and it shows your guys'
Well,
health
that's
and
what
stuff.
it was.
And you can
Well,
see
I
that
know
Brother Bongiorno's health went down to 12.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Bro, 2 more rocks, dude. 2 more rocks, and he was done.
He's lucky that one was a 3. He had 2 crit rocks.
He just kept hitting him with hammers too.
Pop
Wasn't
Up
gonna
kept
stop.
trying to convince him, though.
And then he just conveniently writes a note, Father, you weren't ready for these rocks.
Yeah, and he did that like without
You
even
will
thinking
never
about
s-
the
You'll
guards. That
never
was
touch your children again.
Oh my god.
so terrible. Oh my god.
And then barely manages to sneak out. Also is the one who is the son that nobody knows about because the guy's unconscious.
It was perfect. Unintentionally perfect.
Let's see.
Yeah, just so you know, for the rest
He's
of
gonna
this
be
visit to this
conscious for
town,
a while.
for the rest of us being in this town until we go to leave, I'm like mask of many faces, making myself look different.
Dylan got his hands broken off.
Broken,
Blown off.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just waiting for somebody to walk into Brando's shop and like trip and touch something on a shelf, and the whole shop
Oh.
just implode.
No, those rocks aren't still there.
Yeah, he didn't get any of the rocks. He just had shiny rocks. Yeah,
Just
none
to
of you
say
checked
no.
his rocks. They're just shiny rocks, as far as you know.
Okay. As far as we know, dude.
Which means they're definitely a lot more than that.
I'm waiting for the, like, is it his mom who's half blind?
Yeah.
Was she still in there?
Wait for her to,
No,
wait
she
for her
wasn't
to
still
bump
there. It'd been a little
shelf,
while.
dude. Just wait for her to bump into a shelf and the whole shop just goes.
That's why Fife just happened to put it on the outskirts of town.
We should have made like a decoy necklace with one of these rocks.
Hey, maybe in the future, if we really need to
waiting,
take,
like-
if we take an
Yeah,
assassination, job and
you
really
tried
need
drilling
to
into
take
one of those
something-
rocks to make it a necklace.
Wire.
Just tie it,
Wire.
tie it.
Yo, hey, we'll just we'll hand it to her and tell her it's a piece of candy.
No, it's thinking Rastafoot's ate several of them with nothing happening. So
Have I passed these rocks, by the way?
If I hit him hard enough,
make an
in the
intelligence
stomach-
check.
Have you been,
I just.
have you been going?
You asked another question.
18 plus 19 total.
You've not passed him. You're slightly concerned. You ate.
So if I hit him hard enough in the stomach,
Don't punch him in the gut. You don't know.
he's just gonna die.
Maybe they're digestible. You have no idea.
I just want to walk by and like gut check one, smack the other on the butt, and then run like it's a delayed effect.
This is how you blow up your hand. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks to everybody coming out to see Badger Quest Session
Oh, it was
3.
awesome.
Thanks for naming things, even though they're weird.
We had like a solid
This is
11 to
great.
15 viewers the whole time.
Yeah.
He's ready.
All the way till 1
Fun.
o'clock. So, yeah. Well, we'll be doing the same thing next week. Next Wednesday. Time unknown. We were supposed to start at 9 today, but Pep thought it was 10. So, we'll see.
You know, we might have actually made it through the ceremony if we had